Take the house lights out. We are going to skip. So hit the next cue. Hit the next cue.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares. You may be king, you may possess the world and its gold, but gold won't bring you happiness when you're alone. The world still is the same, you never change it.
H.
Thanks, Martha.
Oh, George.
Well, I'm sorry, but
What a cluck. What a cluck you are.
it's late, you know. Late.
What a dump. Hey, what's that from? What a dump.
How would I know?
Oh, come on.
Martha.
Oh, what's it from, for God's sake?
What's what from?
I just said it, I just did it. What a dump. What's that from, huh?
Martha, I haven't the faintest
Oh,
idea.
come on, you know. It's some goddamn Betty Davis picture, some goddamn Warner Brothers epic.
I don't remember all of the pictures.
Oh,
that you've
nobody
seen,
is
Martha.
asking you to remember every goddamn Warner Brothers epic. Just one single little epic. Betty Davis. She gets peritonitis in the end. And she's married to Joseph Cotton or something.
Somebody.
And she gets peritonitis and she always wants to go to Chicago because she's in love with that actor with the scar. And she sits down in front of her dressing table.
Actor? What scar?
I don't know his name. What's the name of the picture? I want to know what the name of the picture is. So she sits down in front of her dressing table and she's got this peritonitis and she goes to put her lipstick on, but she's sick and she can't, and she gets it all over her face, but she decides to go to Chicago anyway.
Chicago. It's called Chicago.
What is?
The picture, it's called Chicago.
Good grief. Don't you know anything? Chicago was a 1930s musical starring Little Miss Alice Faye. Do you know anything?
Well, that was probably before my time.
Hey, now you cut that out. Betty Davis, she comes home from a hard day at the grocery store.
She works in a grocery store?
She's a housewife. She buys things. Cluck. So she comes home into the modest living room of the modest cottage that modest Joseph Cotton's got her set up in. Yes, they're married to each other. And she puts her groceries down and she looks around and she says, "What a dump."
Oh.
She's discontent.
Oh?
So what's the name of the
I
picture?
really don't know. Oh, Martha.
Oh, come on,
I'm
you
tired,
know.
dear. It's late.
Oh,
And
come on,
besides-
think.
I'm tired, dear. It's late. And
I don't know
besides-
why you're tired. You didn't do anything. Today you didn't have any classes or anything.
Well, I'm tired. If your father didn't set up these goddamn Saturday night orgies all the time, then maybe
well,
I could.
That's too bad about you.
Well, that's
George.
how it is, anyway.
You didn't do anything. You never do anything. You never mix. You just sit around and talk.
All right. What do you want me to do? You want me to act like you? You want me to go around all night braying at everybody the way that you do?
I do not pray.
All right. You don't bray.
You don't pray.
All right. I said you didn't bray.
Make me a drink.
What?
I said, make me a drink.
Well, I don't suppose a nightcap would kill either one of us, would it?
Oh, nightcap. Are you kidding? We've got guests.
You've got what?
Guests. Guests.
Guests?
Guests. People. Guests. We've got guests coming over.
When?
Now?
For God's sake, Martha, do you know what time? All right. Who is coming over?
What's their name?
Who?
What's their
Who?
name?
What's their name?
I don't know what their name is, George. You met them tonight. He's new. He's in the math department or something.
Who are these people?
You met them tonight, George.
I don't remember meeting anyone.
Well, you
tonight.
did. He's in the math department or something. He's about 30, blonde.
And good looking.
Yes, and good looking.
Yeah, that figures.
And his wife is this mousy little type without any hips or anything.
Oh.
Oh, you remember them now.
Yes, I guess so, Martha. But why in God's name are they coming over here now?
Because Daddy said we should be nice to them.
Oh, Lord.
May I have my drink, please? Daddy said we should be nice to them. Thank you.
But why now, love? It's after 2 o'clock in the morning.
Because Daddy said we should be nice to them.
Yes, but I'm sure that your father didn't mean we were supposed to stay up all night with these people. I mean, we could have them over some Sunday or something. That's just as
Well,
good.
never mind about that. Besides, it is Sunday. Very early Sunday.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's done.
All right, where are they? We've got guests. Where are they?
They'll be here soon.
What? They go home and get some sleep first or something?
They'll be here.
I wish you would tell me about something sometime. I wish you would stop springing things on me all the time.
I do not spring things on you all the time.
Yes, you do. You really do. You're always springing things on me.
Oh, George.
Always.
Poor Georgie, porgy, put upon pie. What are you doing? Are you sulking? Is that what you're doing? Let me see. Let me see. Are you sulking?
Never mind, Martha.
Oh.
Just don't bother yourself.
Oh. Oh. Hey. 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 Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf. Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? What's the matter? Didn't you think that was funny? That was a scream, a real scream. You didn't like it, huh?
It was all right, Martha.
You laughed your head off when you heard it at the party.
I smiled. I didn't laugh my head off. I smiled, you know. It was all right.
You laughed your
It was all
goddamn
right,
head off.
Martha.
It was a scream.
It was very funny. Yes. God's sake.
You make me me puke.
What?
You make me puke.
That wasn't a very nice thing to say, Martha.
That wasn't what?
Very nice thing to say.
Oh, I like your anger. I think that's the thing I like the most about you, your anger. I mean, you're such a simp. You haven't even got the what?
Guts?
Ah, phrase maker. Hey, put some more ice in my drink, will you? You never put any ice in my drink. Why is that, huh?
I always put ice in your drink. You eat it, that's all. That little habit that you have of chewing your ice cubes like a cocker spaniel. You'll crack your big teeth.
They're my big teeth.
Some of them. Some of them.
I've got more teeth than you've got.
2 more.
Well, two's a lot
I
more.
suppose it is. I suppose it's pretty remarkable, considering how old you are.
Now you cut that out. Cut it out. You're not so young yourself.
I'm 6 years younger than you are. I always have been and I always will be.
Well, you're going bald.
So are you. Hello, honey.
Hi there. Come on over here and give your mommy a big sloppy kiss.
Oh, now?
I want a big sloppy kiss.
I don't want to kiss you, Martha. Where are these people? Where are these people that you invited over?
They stayed on to talk to Daddy. They'll be here. Why don't you want to kiss me?
Because, love, if I kissed you, I'd get all excited. I'd get beside myself and I would take you by force right here on the living room rug. Then our little guests would come in and we'll just think what your father would have to say about that.
You pig.
Oink, oink.
Hey, make me another drink, lover.
My God, you can swill it down, can't you?
I'm thirsty.
Jesus.
Listen, sweetheart, I can drink you under any goddamn table you want, so don't you worry about me.
Martha, I gave you that prize years ago. There isn't an abomination award.
Oh,
Don't-
I swear, if you existed, I'd divorce
Well,
you.
just try to stay on your feet, that's all. These people, they are your guests, you know. And
I can't even see you. I've been able to see you in
if you
years.
throw up or you pass out or something.
I mean, you're a blank, a cipher.
Try to keep your clothes on, too. There aren't many more sickening sights than you with a couple of drinks in you. And your skirt up over your head, you know.
Zero.
Your heads, I should say.
Oh, party, party!
I am really looking forward to this.
Oh,
Martha.
go answer the door.
You answer it.
I said get over there, you. I'll fix you, you.
To you.
Come on in! I said get over there.
Right. Love, whatever love wants. Isn't it nice that some people have manners, though, even in this day and age? Isn't it nice that some people won't come breaking into other people's houses, even if they do hear some subhuman monster yowling at them from inside?
Fuck you!
Oh! Come on in.
Hi
You must be our
there.
guests, huh?
Come on in.
Here we are. Come on in.
Aye. Don't pay any attention to old Sourpuss over there. Give your coats and stuff to Sourpuss.
Well, now, perhaps we shouldn't have come.
Yes,
Oh.
it is late.
Oh, now. Come on in. Just throw your stuff down anywhere and come on in.
Oh, anywhere. Furniture, floor, doesn't make any difference around this place.
I told you we shouldn't have come.
Oh, now, come on. I said, come on in, so come on in. Oh, dear. You cut that out.
Martha's a devil with language, she really is.
Hey, kids, sit down.
Isn't this lovely?
Yes, it certainly is.
Oh, thanks.
Who did the,
Oh, that? Oh, that is by
Some Greek with a mustache Martha attacked one night
It's got
in quiet intensity.
No,
Well, then how about
it's,
a certain noisy, relaxed quality, maybe?
no, what I meant
Oh,
was... it's
how
got
about a quietly noisy, relaxed intensity?
Dear, you're being Josh.
I'm aware of that.
I am sorry. What it is actually, it's a pictorial representation of the order of Martha's mind.
Make the kids a drink, George. What do you want, kids, huh? What do you want to drink, huh?
Honey, what would you like?
I don't know, dear. A little brandy, maybe? Never mix, never worry.
Brandy, just brandy. Simple, simple. And what about you?
Bourbon on the rocks, if you don't mind.
Mind? No, I don't mind. I don't think I mind. Martha, rubbing alcohol for you.
Sure. Never mix, never worry.
Martha's taste in liquor have come down, simplified over the years, crystallized. Back when I was courting Martha, well, hell, I don't know if that's exactly the right word for it, but at any rate, back when I was courting Martha...
Screw, sweetie!
At any rate, back when I was courting Martha, she would order the damnedest things. Hell, you wouldn't believe it. We'd go into a bar, you know, a bar, a whiskey, beer, and bourbon bar, and what she'd do is, she'd screw up her face. She'd think real hard, and she'd come up with brandy Alexander's, creme de cacao frappés, gimlets, flaming punch bowls, 7-layer liqueur things.
They were good. I liked them.
Real ladylike little drinkies.
Hey, where's my rubbing alcohol?
But the years have brought to Martha the sense of the essentials. The knowledge that cream is for coffee, lime juice is for pies, and alcohol should be pure and simple. Here you are, Angel, for the pure and simple. For the mind's blind eye, the heart sees and the liver's craw, down the hatch all.
Cheers, dears. You have a poetic nature, George. A Dylan Thomas-y quality that gets me right where I live.
Vulgar girl. Guests here.
Hey. Hey! Hey, 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 hey! Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Virginia Woolf, Virginia Woolf. Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Wasn't that funny? That was so funny.
Yes, it was.
Oh, I thought I'd bust a gut. I really did. I thought I'd bust a gut laughing. George here didn't like it. George didn't think it was funny at all.
Lord, Martha, must we go through all of this again?
Oh, I'm just trying to shame you into a sense of humor, Angel, that's all.
Martha doesn't think that I laugh loud enough. Martha thinks that, unless, as she demurely puts it, that unless you bust a gut, you aren't amused. Unless you carry on like a hyena, you aren't having any fun.
Well, I certainly had fun. It was a wonderful party.
Yes, it certainly was.
And your father, oh, he is so marvelous.
Yes, he is.
He's quite a guy, isn't he? Quite a guy.
And you'd better believe it.
Oh, he's a wonderful man.
I'm not trying to tear him down. He's a god. We all know that.
You lay off my father.
Yes, love. All I mean is that when you've had as many of these faculty parties as I have, you begin to...
I rather appreciated it. Aside from enjoying it, I appreciated it. You know, when you're new at a place, getting introduced around, getting to know the men. Well, when I was teaching in Kansas...
You wouldn't believe it, but we had to make our way all by ourselves. Isn't that right, dear?
Yes,
We had to make our way. I had to go up to Wise at the supermarket or the library and say, "Hi, I'm new here. You must be Mrs. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so's wife." It really wasn't very nice at all.
Well, Daddy knows how to run things.
He's a remarkable man.
Oh, you bet your sweet life.
Let me tell you a secret, baby. There are easier things in the world. If you happen to be teaching at a university, there are easier things than being married to the daughter of the president of that university. There are easier things in the world.
For some men, it would be an extraordinary opportunity. Some men would think it was the chance of a lifetime.
There are, believe me, easier things in this world.
Well, I can see how it might cause some awkwardness, conceivably, but...
Some men would give their right arm for the chance.
Alas, Martha, in reality it works out that the sacrifices of a somewhat more private portion of the anatomy.
I wonder if you could show me.
Martha.
Are you all right?
Yes, dear, I just want to put some powder on my nose.
Martha dear, won't you show her where we keep the euphemism?
Oh! I'm sorry. Come with me. I want to show you the rest of the house.
I think I'd like to just
Wash up? Sure, no problem. Come with me. You two do some men talk while we're gone.
We'll be back, dear.
I swear you really burned me up, George.
All right.
You really do,
Okay,
George.
just trot along now.
You really do.
Okay, vanish.
Come on.
Vanish. So, what'll it be?
I'll stick to bourbon, I guess.
Is that what you were drinking over at Parnassus?
Over at,
Parnassus.
I don't understand.
Skip it. One bourbon.
Thank you.
It's just a private joke between little old Martha and me. So, you're in the math department, isn't that right?
No.
Martha said that you were. I think that's what she said. What made you decide to be a teacher?
Well, the same things that motivated you, I imagine.
What were they?
Pardon?
I said, what were they? What were the things that motivated me?
Well, I'm sure I don't know.
Oh, you just finished saying that the things that motivated you were the
I
same things that
said
motivated
I
me.
imagine they were.
Oh, did you? Well, do you like it here?
Yes, it's fine.
I mean the university.
Oh, I thought you meant...
Yes, I can see that you did. I meant the university.
Well, I like it fine, just fine. You've been here quite a long time, haven't you?
What? Oh, yes. Ever since I married, what's her name? Oh, Martha. Even before that, forever, dashed hopes and good intentions, good, better, best, bested. How do you like that for a declension, young man?
Sir, I'm sorry if we...
You didn't answer my question.
Sir?
Don't condescend to me. I asked you how you like that for a declension. Good, better, best, bested. Well,
Well, I really don't know what to say.
you really don't know what to say?
All right, what would you like me to say? Would you like me to say it's sad so that you can contradict me and say it's funny? Or would you like for me to say it's funny so you can turn right around and say it's sad? You can play that damn little game any way you want to, you know?
Very good.
And-
Very good.
And when my wife comes back, I think we'll just...
Now just calm down, my boy, please. Just calm down. All right, what do you want? Another drink? Here, give me your
I
glass.
still have
Well-
one, and when my wife comes back, I
Well,
do think that we'll just...
I'll freshen it at least. Give me your glass.
You two, you and your wife seem to be having some
Martha
sort of...
and I are having nothing. Martha and I are merely exercising. We're merely walking out what's left of our wits. Now, don't you pay any attention to it.
Still...
Now, let's just let you and me sit down and talk, huh?
I just don't like to become involved in other people's affairs.
Oh, you'll get over that. It's a small college and all. Musical beds is the faculty sport around here.
Sir?
I said musical beds is the... Never mind. I wish you wouldn't go sir like that. Not with a question mark at the end of it, you know? Sir. I mean, I know it's meant to be a sign of respect for your elders, but the way you do it. Sir. madam.
No disrespect intended.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
I'm 40-something. Aren't you surprised? Don't I look older? Doesn't this gray quality suggest the 50s? Don't I sort of fade into backgrounds, get lost in the cigarette smoke, huh?
I think you look fine.
Well, I've always been lean. I haven't put on 5 pounds since I was your age. I don't have paunch either. What I've got is just this distension just below the belt, but it's firm. It's not soft flesh. I use the handball courts. How much do you weigh?
I weigh.
185, 190, something like that? Do you play handball?
Yes. No. What I meant was
we
not
shall
very well.
play sometime. Martha, she is 125 years old.
Oh.
She weighs somewhat more than that. How old is your wife?
26.
Martha is a remarkable woman. I'd imagine she weighs around 110.
Your wife weighs.
No, no, my boy, yours. Your wife. My wife is Martha.
Yes, I know.
If you were married to Martha, you would know what it means. But, and again, if I were married to your wife, I would know what that means too, wouldn't I?
Yes.
Yeah. Martha says you're in the math department or something.
No, I'm not.
Martha is seldom mistaken. Maybe you should be in the math department or something.
I'm a biologist. I'm in the biology department.
Oh. Oh.
Sir?
You're the one. You're the one that's going to make all that trouble making everyone the same, rearranging the chromosomes or whatever it is. Isn't that right?
Not exactly. Chromosomes.
I'm very mistrustful. Do you believe that people learn nothing from history? Not that there is nothing to learn, mind you, but that people learn nothing. I'm in the history department.
Well, I think that's
I'm
just...
a doctor. A.B., M.A., Ph.D., abmified. Abmified has been variously described as a wasting disease of the frontal lobes and as a wonder drug. It's actually both. I'm really very mistrustful. Biology, huh? I read somewhere that science fiction, it isn't really fiction at all. That you people are rearranging my genes so that everyone will look like everyone else. Now, I won't have that. It'd be a shame. I mean, just look at me. Is it such a great idea if everyone was 40-something but they looked 55? Well, you didn't answer my question about history.
Now, about this genetic business you're talking about,
Well, that's
think
very upsetting. It's very disappointing, but history's a great deal more disappointing. I'm in the history department.
Yes, you told me.
I know I told you. I shall probably tell you several more times. Martha tells me often that I am in the history department as opposed to being the history department. In the sense of running the history department, I do not run the history department.
Well, I don't run the biology department.
You're 21.
28.
28. Perhaps when you were 40-something and you look 55, you'll run the history department.
Biology.
Biology department. Excuse me. I did run the history department for 4 years during the war, but that was just because everyone was away. And then everybody came back because nobody got killed. That's New England for you. Isn't that amazing? Not one single man in this whole place got his head shot off. That's pretty irrational. Your wife, she doesn't have any hips, does she? Has she?
What?
Oh, well, I don't mean to imply that I'm hip happy. I'm not one of those 36, 22, 78 men. No, sirree, not me. Everything in proportion. I was just simply implying that your wife is slim-hipped.
Yes, she is.
What are they doing up there? I assume that's where they are anyway.
You know women.
Not one son of a bitch got killed. Of course, they never did bomb Washington. No, that's not fair. You have any kids?
Oh, no, not yet. You?
That's for me to know and for you to find out.
Indeed.
No kids, huh?
Not yet.
People do have kids. That's what I meant about history. You people, you're gonna make them in test tubes, aren't you? You biologists, the babies. What will become of the tax deduction? Has anyone figured that out yet? But you are going to have children anyway, in spite of history.
Yes, certainly. Once we get settled, we'll.
And this is your heart's content. Illyria, Penguin Island, Gomorrah, you think you're going to be happy here in New Carthage.
Well, I hope we'll stay.
And every definition has its boundaries. I mean, it isn't a bad college, I guess. I mean, it'll do. It isn't MIT. It isn't UCLA. It isn't the Sorbonne or Moscow U either, for that matter.
I didn't mean forever.
Oh, don't let that get bandied about. The old man wouldn't like it. Martha's father expects loyalty and devotion out of his staff. I was going to use another word. Martha's father expects his staff to cling to the walls of this place like the ivy, to come here and grow old, to fall in the line of service. One man, a professor of Latin and elocution, actually fell in the cafeteria line one lunch. He was buried, as many of us have been, and many more of us will be, under the shrubbery around the chapel. It is said, and I have no reason to doubt it, that we make excellent fertilizer. But the old man is not going to be buried under the shrubbery. No, that old man's not going to die. Martha's father has the staying power of one of those Micronesian tortoises. There are rumors, which you must not breathe in front of Martha, for she foams at the mouth, that the old man, her father, is over 200 years old. There's probably an irony involved in this, but I'm not drunk enough to figure out what it is. How many kids are you going to have?
I don't know. My wife is.
Slim hipped. Oh, have a drink.
Yes.
Martha! Damn it. You asked me if I knew women. Well, one thing I don't know about them is what they talk about while the men are talking. I must find out sometime. What do you want? Isn't that a wonderful sound? What I mean is, what do you think they really talk about? Or don't you care?
Themselves, I would imagine.
George! Do you find women puzzling?
Well, yes and no.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, here comes one of you at least.
She'll be right down. Dear, you must see this house. It's such a beautiful old house.
Yes,
Martha! Give me a minute, for Christ's sake, will ya?
She'll be right down. She's changing.
She's what? She's changing
Yes,
her clothes?
her dress.
Why?
Well, I imagine she wants to be comfortable.
Oh, she does she?
Well, heavens, I
You
should
don't
think-
know.
are you all right, honey?
Yes, dear, perfectly fine.
So, she wants to be comfortable, does she? Well, we'll just have to see about that.
I didn't know until just a minute ago that you had a son.
What?
A son, I hadn't known.
Well, you to know and me to find out. He must be a very big...
21. 21 tomorrow. Tomorrow is his birthday.
Well.
She told you about him?
Well, yes.
She
Why-
told you about him.
Yes.
And you say that she's changing?
Yes.
And she mentioned our...
Your son's birthday, yes.
Okay, Martha, okay.
You're looking a little pale, honey. Would you like
A little
some,
more brandy, please, just a drop.
Okay, Martha.
May I use the bar?
Oh, yes, by all means, go right ahead. Drink away. You'll need it as these years go on. Goddamn. Just
What time is it, dear?
It's 2:30.
Oh, we really should be getting home.
For
It's
what?
late.
You keeping the babysitter up or something?
I told you we don't have any children.
I am sorry. I wasn't listening or thinking, whichever one applies.
We'll go in a little while.
Oh, no, now you mustn't. Martha, she is changing. And Martha is not changing for me. Martha hasn't changed for me in years. If Martha is changing, it means we'll be here for days. You are being accorded an honor. And you must not forget that Martha is the daughter of our beloved boss. She is his right ball, you might say.
Well, you might not understand this, but I wish you wouldn't speak that way in front of my wife.
Oh, now.
Really? Oh. Nope. Well, you're quite right. We'll leave that sort of talk to Martha.
What sort of talk?
There you are, my pet.
Oh, well, now.
Martha, your Sunday chapel
That's
dress.
most attractive.
You like it? Good. Now, what do you mean screaming up the stairs at me like
We
that?
got lonely, darling. We got lonely for the soft purr of your little voice.
Oh. Well, in that case, why don't you trot over to the barry poo?
And make your mommy a great big drink.
That's right. Say, you two men have a nice talk while we were out? You solve all the world's problems as usual?
Well, no.
No, what we did actually, if you really want to know, what we did actually was we tried to figure out what you two were talking about.
Aren't they something? Aren't these men the absolute end? Why didn't you sneak upstairs and listen in?
I wouldn't have listened, Martha. I would have peeked.
Oh.
It's a conspiracy.
And now we'll never know. Shucks.
Hmm. Say, you must be quite a boy getting your master's at, what was it, 12?
Oh.
Hear that, George?
Oh, 12 and a half, actually. No, 19, really. Honey, you needn't have mentioned that.
I'm proud of you.
That's very impressive.
You're damn right.
I said I was impressed, Martha. What do you want me to do, throw up? That is very impressive. And you should be right proud.
No, he's a pretty nice fella.
I wouldn't be surprised if you did take over the history department, one of
The
these
biology department.
Excuse me. I seem preoccupied with history.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, what a remark. I am preoccupied with history. I think I'll make myself another drink.
Oh. George is not preoccupied with history. George is preoccupied with the history department. He is preoccupied with the history department
Because he is not the history department, but he's only in the history department. We know, Martha. We went all through it while you were upstairs getting up. There's no need to go through all of it again.
That's right, baby. Keep it clean. George is bogged down in the history department. He is an old bog in the history department. That's what he is. A bog, a fen, a GD swamp. Hey, swamp. Hey, Swampy!
Yes, Martha, can I get you something?
Well, you can light my cigarette if you're of a mind to.
No. No, there are limits. Man can only take so much without he descends a rung or two on the old evolutionary ladder, which is up your line. Sinks, Martha. And it's a funny ladder. You can't reverse your stuff. Start back up once you're descending. Now, I'll hold your hand when it's dark and you're afraid of the boogeyman. And I'll tote your gin bottles out after midnight so that no one will see. But I will not light your cigarette. And that, as they say, is that. Jesus.
Hey, you played football, huh?
Dear?
Oh, yes, I played football. I was a quarterback, but I was really more adept at boxing.
Boxing? Ah, did you hear that, George?
Yes, Martha.
Oh, but you look like you must have been pretty good at it. I mean, you don't look like you got hit in the face at all.
He was intercollegiate light state heavyweight champion.
Honey.
Well, you were.
Well, and you look like you've still got a pretty good body on you too. Have you?
Martha, decency forbids.
Shut up. Have you? Have you kept your body?
It's pretty good. I still work out.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, he has a very firm body.
Have you? Oh, I think that's very nice.
Well, you know what they say, you know, once you have it.
You never know when it's gonna come in handy.
I was gonna say, once you have it, why give it up till you have to?
I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more.
Martha, your obscenity is more than there.
Oh. George over there isn't too happy when we start in with the body talk.
Oh.
George doesn't like it too much when the conversation moves to muscle, flat bellies, pectorals.
Would you like to take a walk with me around the garden?
Oh, now.
Oh, you're amused? All right.
And Ponchi over there isn't too happy when the talk turns to muscle. What do you weigh?
185, 195 pounds.
Oh, still at the old light heavyweight limit, huh?
Yeah.
George! Tell them about the boxing match we had.
Christ.
Oh, come on, George, tell them.
Now, Martha, you tell him about it. You're good at it.
Is he all right?
Yeah, oh, sure. So, George and I had this boxing match. Must have been 20 years ago, a few years after we were married.
A boxing match, the two of you.
Really?
Yep, the two of us, really.
I can't even imagine it.
No, well, I mean, it wasn't in a ring or anything like that. No, it was wartime, and Daddy was on this physical fitness kick. Daddy has always admired physical fitness. He says a man is more than just a mind. He has a body too, and it's his responsibility to make sure both of them are working.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he says the mind can't work if the body isn't working too.
Well, that's not exactly so. You
Well,
see-
maybe that isn't exactly what he said. Something like that. But it was wartime. And Daddy got this idea that all the men needed to learn how to box. Self-defense. I guess the idea was that if the Germans landed on the coast, the whole faculty would go out and punch them to death or something. I don't know.
Well, it's probably more the principle of the thing.
No kidding. So anyway, Daddy had a bunch of us over one Sunday, and we were out in the back, and Daddy put the boxing gloves on himself. And Daddy's a very strong man, you know that. And he was asking George to box with him, and George didn't want to. Probably something about bloodying up his meal ticket or something.
Oh.
And so Daddy was saying, "Oh, come on now, young man. What kind of a son-in-law are you?" and stuff like that. And so while all that is going on, I don't know why I did it. I got into a pair of boxing gloves. I mean, I didn't lace them up or anything. And I snuck up behind George. And I yelled, "Hey, George!" And when I did, I just let go with a kind of roundhouse right. Just kidding, right? And George whipped around real quick. stumbled back a couple of steps, and then he fell, crashed right into a huckleberry bush. It was just a joke. Oh, I think it's colored our whole life. I really do. Well, I mean, it's an excuse anyway. It's what he uses as an excuse for being bogged down in the history department. And it was an accident, a real goddamn accident.
Pow! You're dead! Pow! You're dead!
Let me see that, will you?
I've had that for quite a while. Did you like that?
Where did you get that, you bastard?
Right in my mind.
This is quite a gadget.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Come here and give me a kiss.
Oh, later, sweetie.
No.
Blue! So that's what you're after, is it? What are we gonna have? Blue games for the guests, huh? Huh? Everything in its place, Martha. Everything in its own good time. There, let me show you. It goes back in like this here. Just like this. Fold it right on up. And it just folds right there.
Oh, that's damn clever.
Oh, drinks now. Drinks for all, huh? There we go.
I'm not finished.
I could use something.
Is that Japanese?
Probably.
I have never been so frightened. Weren't you frightened just for a second?
I don't remember.
Oh, now I bet you were.
Do you think I was really going to kill you, Martha?
You kill me? That's a laugh.
Well, I might. One of these days.
Fat chance.
Alrighty. Here's a little bourbon.
Where's the John?
Oh, pal, it's right through that hole down there and then to your left.
Don't you come back with any guns or anything
No.
Yeah, you don't need any props, do you, baby? Yeah, no fake Jap gun for you, huh?
May I leave my drink here?
Oh, sure, by all means, go right ahead. We've got half-filled glasses all over this house. Wherever Martha dear forgets she's left them. In the linen closet, on the edge of the bathtub. Hell, I even found one in the freezer once.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
You did not.
Yes, I did. So, brandy doesn't give you a hangover?
I never mix. And then I don't drink very much either.
Well, that's good. Your husband, he was telling me all about the chromosomes.
The what?
The chromosomes, Martha, the genes, or whatever they are. You really have quite a terrifying husband. No, really. I mean, he's quite terrifying with his chromosomes and all.
He's in the math department.
No, Martha, he's a biologist.
He's in the math department.
Biology.
Are you sure?
I ought to be.
I suppose so. I don't know who said he was in the math department.
You did, Martha.
Well, I can't be expected to remember everything. I mean, 15 new teachers and their goddamn wife's present company outlawed course, and I'm supposed to remember everything. So he's in the biology department. Good for him. Biology's even better. It's less abstruse.
Abstract.
Abstruse! In the sense of recondite. Don't you tell me words. Biology's even better. It's right at the meat of things. You are right at the meat of things, baby.
Oh?
They thought you were in the math department.
Well, maybe maybe I ought to be.
Oh, no. You stay right where you are. You stay right at the meat of things.
You're obsessed with that phrase, Martha. It's ugly.
You stay right where you are. Hell, you can take over the history department just as easy from there as anywhere else. God knows somebody's got to take over the history department someday. And it ain't gonna be Georgie boy over there, is it? Is it, Swampy, huh?
In my mind, Martha, you were buried in cement right up to your neck. No, right up to your nose. That's much quieter.
Georgie boy here says that you are terrifying. Why are you terrifying?
Oh, I didn't know I was.
It's because of the chromosomes.
Oh,
dear.
the chromosome business.
What's all this about chromosomes?
Well, chromosomes are.
I know what chromosomes are, sweetie. I love them.
Well, then.
Martha eats them. For breakfast, she sprinkles them on her cereal. It's very simple, Martha. This young man here is working on a system whereby chromosomes can be altered. Well, not all by himself. I mean, he probably has one or two co-conspirators. The genetic makeup of a sperm cell changed, reordered, to order, actually for hair and eye color, stature, potency, I imagine, hairiness, features, health, and mind. Most important, mind. All imbalances will be corrected, sifted out. Propensity for various diseases will be gone. Longevity assured. We will have a race of men, test tube bred, incubator born, superb and sublime.
Huh.
How exciting.
But everyone will tend to look rather the same. Alike, everyone, and I'm sure I'm not wrong here, will tend to look like this young man right here.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
It will be, on the surface of it, be all rather pretty, quite jolly, but there will be a dank side to it too. Certain amount of regulation will be necessary for the experiment to succeed. Certain number of sperm tubes will have to be cut. Millions upon millions of the millions of tiny little slicing operations that will leave just the smallest of scars on the underside of the scrotum, but which will assure the sterility of the imperfect, the ugly, the stupid, the unfit.
Now look.
And with this, in time, we shall have a race of glorious men. I suspect we will not have much music or much painting, but we will have a civilization of men, smooth, blonde, and right at the light heavyweight limit. A race of scientists and mathematicians, each dedicated and working to the greater glory of the super civilization.
Goody.
There will be a certain loss of liberty, I imagine, as a result of this experiment, but diversity, it will no longer be the goal. Cultures and races will eventually vanish. The ants will take over the world.
Are you finished?
And I, naturally, am rather opposed to all this history, which is my field, history of which I am one of the most famous bogs, will lose its glorious variety and unpredictability. I, and with me, the surprise, the multiplexity, the sea-changing rhythm of history will be eliminated. There will be order and constancy, and I am unalterably opposed to it. I will not give up Berlin.
You'll give up Berlin, sweetheart. You gonna defend it with your paunch?
I don't see what Berlin has anything to do with this.
There is a saloon in West Berlin where the bar stools are 5 feet high, and the earth, the floor, is so far beneath you. I will not give up things like that. No, I won't. I will fight you, young man. One hand on my scrotum, to be sure, but with my free hand I will battle you to the death.
Bravo.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be the wave of the future.
Oh, you bet you are, baby.
I don't see why you want to do any of these things. You never told me.
For God's sake.
definition of a social malignancy. No sense of humor. None of the monoliths could take a joke. Read history. I know something about history.
You don't seem to know much about science, do you?
I know something about history. I know when I'm being threatened.
So, everybody's gonna look like you, huh?
Oh, sure. I'm gonna be a personal fucking machine.
You mustn't.
Isn't that nice?
Mustn't.
I'm sorry, honey.
Such language.
I'm sorry, honey.
Right. When is your son?
What?
Something about your son.
Son!
Where is your son coming home?
Oh, Martha, when is our son coming home?
Never mind.
No. Nope. I want to know. You brought it out into the open, so now I want to know. Martha, when is our son coming home?
Never mind. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Him up. You brought him up. Well, more or less. Now, when's the little bugger going to appear, huh? I mean, isn't tomorrow meant to be his birthday?
I don't want to talk about it.
But Martha,
I don't want to talk about it.
I bet you don't. Martha doesn't want to talk about it. Him. Martha is sorry she brought it up. Him.
When's the little bugger coming home?
Honey, do you really
Yes,
think
that's
that-
right, Martha. Since you had the bad taste to bring the matter up in the first place, when is the little bugger coming on?
George talks disparagingly about the little bugger because he has problems.
Little bugger has problems? What problems has the little bugger
Not
got?
the little bugger. Stop calling him that. You've got problems.
I have never heard of anything more ridiculous in all my life.
Neither have I.
Honey,
George's biggest problem with the little with our son, our great big son, is that deep in the private most pit of his gut, he's not completely sure it's his own kid.
My God, you are a wicked woman.
And I've told you a million times, baby, I wouldn't conceive with anyone but you. You know that.
Deeply wicked person.
I'm not sure that this is a subject.
Martha's lying. I want to tell you that right now, that Martha is lying. There are very many things in this world that I am sure of. National boundaries, the level of the ocean, practical morality, political allegiances. None of these things would I stake my stick on anymore. But the one thing in this whole stinking world that I am sure of is my partnership. My chromosomological partnership in the creation of our blonde-eyed, blue-haired son.
I'm so glad.
That was a very pretty speech,
Thank
George.
you, Martha.
Yeah. You rose to the occasion good. Real good.
Well, real well.
Honey,
Martha knows. She knows better.
I know better. I've been to college like everyone else.
Martha been to college. Martha been to convent when she were a little twig of a thing, too.
And I was an atheist. I still am.
Not an atheist, Martha, a pagan. Martha is the only true pagan on the eastern seaboard.
That's nice. Isn't that nice, dear?
yes, marvelous.
Martha, she paints blue circles around her fangs.
You do?
Sometimes. You want to see? Yourself, you old floozy.
He's not a floozy. He can't be a floozy. You're a floozy.
But now you watch yourself.
All right. May I have a little nipper of brandy, please?
Honey, don't you think you've
No,
maybe had enough?
nonsense. Oh, everybody's ready, it looks like.
Nonsense.
Okay.
And our son does not have blue hair either. He doesn't have blue eyes for that matter. He has green eyes. He has the loveliest green eyes that, like mine.
He does not, Martha. He has blue eyes.
Green.
Blue, Martha.
Green! He has green eyes like mine. They aren't all flaked with brown and gray. They are pure, deep green. Like mine.
Your eyes are brown, aren't they?
Green! Well, in some lights they might look brown, but they're green. Not green like his, more hazel. George has watery blue eyes, milky blue.
Make up your mind, Martha.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. Daddy has green eyes too.
He does not. Your father has tiny little red eyes like a white mouse. In fact, he is a white mouse.
You wouldn't dare say a thing like that if he was here. You're a coward.
You know that great shock of white hair and those V little red eyes, a great big white mouse.
George hates my father. Not for anything Daddy's ever done to him, but because of his own.
Inadequacy.
That's right, baby. You hit it right on the snout. Where the hell do you think you're going?
We need some more booze, Angel.
Oh, so go.
Thank you.
He's a good bartender. A good bar nurse. Son of a bitch hates my father, you know that?
Oh, come on.
No! You think I'm kidding? You think I'm joking? Ha! I never joke. I don't have a sense of humor. I have a fine sense of the ridiculous, but no sense of humor. I have no sense of humor.
Neither have I.
Yes, you do, honey. A quiet one.
Thank you.
So do you want to know why the SOB hates my father? Should I tell you? All right. I will now tell you why the SOB hates my father.
Good.
Some people feed on the calamities of others.
They do not.
Honey.
All right, now shut up, both of you. Mommy died early, see, and I sort of grew up with Daddy. I mean, I went away to school and everything, but I more or less grew up with Daddy. God, I admired that man. I worshipped him, absolutely worshipped him. I still do. And he was pretty fond of me too. We had a real rapport going, you know, a real rapport.
Yeah.
So, after I got done with school and stuff, I came back here and I sort of just sat around for a while. I wasn't married or anything. Well, I'd been married, sort of, for a week. My sophomore year at Miss Muff's Academy for Young Ladies, college. A sort of junior lady Chatterley situation, as it turned out, the marriage. He mowed the lawns at Miss Muff's. Sitting up there all naked on a big power mower, mowing away. But Daddy and Miss Muff got together and put a stop to that real quick. Annulled. Which is a laugh if you think about it, because theoretically you can't get an annulment if there's been entrance. So I was re-virginized, finished at Miss Muff's, where they had one less gardener's boy, and a real shame that was too. So I came back here and just sort of sat around for a while. I took care of Daddy and I played hostess for him, and it was nice. It was very nice.
Yes, yes.
What do you mean, yes, yes? How would you know, cutie? And it was about that time that I got the idea in my head to marry into the college. And it didn't seem as stupid as an idea as it turned out. I mean, Daddy had a sense of history, of continuation. Why don't you come over here and sit by me?
Well, I don't think I should.
Suit yourself. Of continuation of history. He had always had it in the back of his mind to kind of groom someone to take over someday when he would retire, a succession, you know?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, shut up, cutie. And Daddy built this college. I mean, he built it up from what it was. You know what the endowment was when he took over and what it is now?
Yeah.
You look it up sometime.
I read about it.
Yeah, shut up. So, I had this idea that I should marry into the college. And I was looking out for prospects among the new men. It wasn't Daddy's idea that I necessarily had to marry the guy. I mean, I wasn't an albatross. You didn't have to take me to get the prize, so to speak. It was something I had in the back of my mind. And a lot of the new men were married, naturally.
Sure.
Like you, baby.
Like you, baby.
And then along came George. Along come George.
Along come George, Baron Hooch. What are you doing now, Martha?
I'm telling a story. Sit down, you'll learn something.
Alrighty.
You've come back.
That's right.
Dear, he's come back.
Yes, I see.
Where was I?
I'm so glad.
Oh, yeah. Along come George. Into the history department, who was young and intelligent and bright-eyed and sort of cute, if you can believe that.
Younger than you?
And younger than me.
By 6 years.
By 6 years. It doesn't bother me, George.
Okay.
So along came George into the history department, and do you know what I did? Dumb cluck that I am? I fell for him.
That's nice.
Yes, she did. Oh hell, you should have seen it. She would sit outside of my room at night on the lawn, and she'd howl and claw at the turf. I couldn't work.
I actually fell for him. It. That there.
Martha is a romantic.
That I am. So I fell for him. And the match seemed practical too, you know? I mean, Daddy had always had it into his head
Just a minute.
to train somebody
Just
to
a
take
minute,
over
Martha.
someday when he decided to retire.
Stop it, Martha!
What do you want?
I thought you were telling the story of our courtship, Martha. I didn't know you were going to go in on this other business.
Well, I am.
Oh, well, I wouldn't if I were you.
Oh, you wouldn't? Well, you're not.
See, Martha, you've already sprung a leak about you-know-what. So
What? What?
about the apple of our eye, the sprout, the little bugger, our son. Now, I warn you, Martha, if you start in on this other business, it's just going to make me angry.
Oh, it is it?
I warn you.
You what?
I warn
Do
you.
we really have to go through?
I stand warned. So, I married the SOB. And I had it all planned out. He was the groom. He was going to be groomed. He'd take over. First, he'd take over the history department. And then, later, when Daddy retired, he'd take over the college. That's the way it was supposed to be. You getting angry, baby? That's the way it was supposed to be. Very simple. And Daddy seemed to think it was a good idea, too. At first. Until he watched for a couple of years. You getting angrier? Until he watched for a couple of years and he decided maybe it wasn't such a good idea after all. I mean, George didn't really seem to have much push. He wasn't particularly aggressive. In fact,
Just
he was a great
stop it, Martha.
big, he was a flop. A great big fat flop.
Said stop it, Martha.
I hope that was an empty bottle, George. Can't afford to waste good liquor. Not on your salary. Not on an associate professor's salary. I mean, he'd be no good at
Don't
at
go on, Martha.
fundraisers, trustees, dinners. He didn't seem to have any personality, you know what I mean? Which was a disappointment
Say
to
don't,
Daddy,
Martha.
as you can imagine.
Don't go on.
Oh, hell I won't. So here I am, married to this flop,
All right.
this bog in the
All
history
right.
department, who's married to the president's daughter.
Who's afraid
Who's
of
supposed to
Virginia
actually
Woolf?
be
Virginia
somebody,
Woolf?
not just some
Virginia
nobody,
Who's
some
afraid of
bookworm,
Virginia
somebody
Woolf?
who's so
Early in
goddamn
the morning.
contemplative that he can't
Who's
even
afraid
make
of
anything
Virginia
out of
Woolf?
himself.
Virginia Woolf?
Somebody
Virginia
without the
Woolf?
guts to make
Who's
anybody proud of
afraid
him.
Virginia
All right, George.
I'm gonna be sick.
I'm gonna vomit.
Oh, for God's sake.
Jesus.
Are we gonna take an action? Perfect, that's perfect. I want. My manual is a nice it looks good, but it's also a real low life. I'm doing like an all Still have 35, do you? Oh yeah. My dad. I think it's too low. duck down out of the camera shot every time I go back and forth.
You're good.
Stuart, John, you all ready?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Yes, sir.
Take the house lights out. Off.
I guess she's all right. She shouldn't drink. She's frail. Slim hip does you'd have it. I'm really terribly sorry.
Where's my little yum yum? Where's Martha?
She's making coffee in the kitchen. She gets sick quite easily.
Martha? Oh, no. Martha hasn't been sick a day in her life unless you count the time she spends in the rest home.
No, my wife. My wife gets sick quite easily. Your wife is Martha.
Yes,
She
I
do-
know.
She doesn't really spend any time in the rest home.
Your wife?
No, yours.
Oh, mine. No, she doesn't. I would, if I were her. I would, but I'm not, so I don't. I'd like to, though. It gets pretty bouncy around here sometimes.
Yes, I'm sure.
You saw an example of it.
I try not to.
Get involved, isn't that right?
Yes, that's right.
I'd imagine not.
I find it embarrassing.
Oh, do you, huh?
Yes, really. Quite.
Yes, really. Quite. It's disgusting.
Now look,
It's disgusting. Do you think I liked having that, whatever it is, ridiculing me, tearing me down in front of you? Do you think I care for it?
No, I don't imagine you care for it at all.
Oh, you don't imagine it, huh?
No, I don't imagine you do.
Your sympathy disarms me. Your compassion makes me weep. Large, salty, unscientific tears.
I just don't understand why you and your wife feel you need to subject other people to it. If you and your wife want to go around talking to each other like a couple of
Why I want to.
animals, I don't see why you don't wait
Why
for
you smug
you
self-righteous
can't,
little
Mr.
scientist.
I've never hit an older man.
So you just hit younger men, children, women, birds. Well, you're quite right, of course. It isn't the prettiest spectacle seeing a couple of middle-aged types hacking away at each other, all red in the face and winded, missing half the time.
You two don't miss. You're pretty impressive.
And impressive things impress you, don't they? You're easily impressed, sort of a pragmatic idealism.
No, it's just that sometimes I can admire things that I don't admire. Now, flagellation isn't my idea of a good time, but...
You can admire a good flagellator, a real pro.
Yeah.
So, it's your wife, she throws up a lot, huh?
I didn't say that. I said she gets sick quite easily.
Oh, I thought that by sick you meant that
Well, it's true. She throws up an awful lot. And when she gets started, there's practically no stopping her. She'll go right on for hours. Not all the time, but regularly.
you could tell time by her, huh?
Just about.
Drink.
Sure. I married her because she was pregnant.
Oh? But you said you didn't have any children when I asked you before.
She wasn't really. It was a hysterical pregnancy. She blew up, and then she went down.
And while she was up, you married her.
And then she went down.
Bourbon is right. Huh?
Yes, bourbon.
When I was going to prep school, when I was 16, during the Punic Wars, this bunch of us used to go into New York on the first day of vacations before we fanned out to our homes. And in the evening, this bunch of us would go to this gin mill owned by the gangster father of one of us. For this was during the Great Experiment, you see, or Prohibition, as it's more frequently called. And it was a bad time for the liquor lobbies, but it was a fine time for the crooks and the cops. And we would go into this gin mill, and we'd drink with the grown-ups, and we'd listen to the jazz. and this one time, in the bunch of us, there was this boy who was 15 who had killed his mother with a shotgun some years before, and accidentally, completely accidentally, without even an unconscious motivation, I have no doubt at all. But at any rate, this one evening, this boy went with us, and we'd all ordered our drinks, and when it came his turn, he said, "I'll have some Virgin." "Give me some Virgin, please. Virgin and water." Well, we all laughed. I mean, he was blonde, he had the face of a cherub, and we all laughed. Oh, and his cheeks went red and the color rose in his neck. And the assistant cook who had taken our order, he went and told the people at the next table what the boy had said. And they all laughed. More people were told. The laughter grew, and more people, more laughter. And no one was laughing more than us, and none of us laughing more than that boy who had killed his mother. And after a little while, of course, everyone in the gin mill, they knew what the laughter was about. Everyone started ordering Virgin and laughing while they did it. And of course, after some time, the laughter became less general, but it didn't subside entirely for quite some time. For always at this table or that, someone would order Virgin, and a new area of laughter would rise. We drank free that night, and we were bought champagne by the management, by the gangster father of one of us. And of course, we suffered the next day. Each of us alone on his train, away from New York, and each of us with a grown-up hangover, but it was the grandest day of my youth.
Thank you. What happened to the boy? The boy who shot his mother?
I won't tell you that.
All right.
The following summer, on a country road with his learner's permit in his pocket, his father in the front seat to his right, she swerved the car to avoid a porcupine, and he drove straight into a large tree.
No.
He was not killed, of course, and in the hospital when he was conscious and out of danger, and after they told him that his father was dead, he began to laugh, I've been told. And as laughter grew, and it wouldn't stop. And it wasn't until after they jammed a needle in his arm, not until his consciousness slipped away from him, not till after that, that his laughter finally subsided and stopped. And when he was recovered from his injuries enough so that he could be moved without injury should he struggle, he was put in an asylum. That was 30 years ago.
Is he still there?
Oh yes. Oh yes. And I've been told that for these 30 years he has not uttered one sound. kitchen making coffee for your hysterical wife who goes up and down.
Went up and down.
Went? No more?
No more. Nothing.
The saddest thing about men, well, no. One of the saddest things about them is the way that they age. Some of them. Do you know what it is about insane people? Do you? The quiet ones?
No.
They don't change. They don't grow old.
They must.
But yes. I mean, yes, eventually, probably, but they don't. In the usual sense, they maintain a firm skin serenity. The underuse of everything, it leaves them quite whole.
Are you recommending it?
No. No, but some things are sad though. But, just gotta buck up and face them, that's all. Buck up. Martha, she doesn't have any hysterical pregnancies.
My wife had one.
Yes. Martha, she doesn't have any pregnancies at all.
Well, no, I don't expect so. Now. Do you have any daughters or any other?
We have any other what?
Do you have any other children? Your son?
Oh. That, no. No, just the one. One boy. Our son.
Well, that's nice.
Well, yes, well, he's a comfort. A beanbag.
A what?
A beanbag. Beanbag. You wouldn't understand. A beanbag.
I heard you. I didn't say I was deaf. I said I didn't understand.
You didn't say that at all.
I meant I was implying I didn't understand. For Christ's sake.
You're getting testy.
I'm sorry.
All I said it was our son, the apple of our three eyes, Martha being a cyclops. All I said was that our son is a beanbag, and you get testy.
I'm sorry. It's late. My wife is in the can. We've been drinking since 9 o'clock, and there's a lot of people yelling around here.
And so you're testy. Naturally, don't worry about it. Everyone that comes around here ends up getting testy. I mean, it's expected. Don't be upset.
I'm not upset.
You're testy.
Yes.
I want to set you straight about something while the little ladies are out of the room. I want to set you straight about what Martha said.
No, I don't make judgments, so don't feel...
Well, I want to. I know you don't like to become involved, and I know you like to preserve your scientific detachment in face of, for lack of a better word, life and all, but still, I want to tell you.
I'm a guest, so you just go right ahead.
Oh. Well, gee, thanks. That makes me feel all warm and runny inside.
Oh, right. You don't have to
Hey!
start up with
Our
that kind of
chorus
thing
sounds.
again. Huh?
Animal noises.
Oh.
Hey!
Ah, here's Nursey.
We are sitting up, we are drinking coffee, and we'll be back in.
Is there anything I should do?
Nah, you just stay here and listen to George's side of things. Bore yourself to tears.
Bon stuff.
Cochon.
Hey.
Canale.
Oda.
You two types amuse yourselves. We'll be back. Did you clean up the mess you made, George?
No, Martha. I did not clean up the mess I made. I've been trying for years to clean up the mess I made.
Have you?
Hmm?
Have you been trying for years?
Accommodation, malleability, adjustment. Those do seem to be in the order of things, don't they?
Don't try to put me in the same class with you.
Oh, no, things are simpler with you. I mean, you married a girl because she's all blown up. Well, me and my clumsy old-fashioned
There was
way.
more to it than that.
Yes, I'm sure that she had some money too.
Yes.
Yes? Oh. Yes, you mean I was right? I hit it?
Well, you see.
My God, what archery! First try too, how about that?
You see.
There was other things
Yes.
to compensate.
Yes.
Oh, there always are. No, I'm sure that there are. I don't mean to sound flip, but there are always compensating factors, isn't the case with Martha and myself. Now, on the
You
surface
see,
of
we
it,
sort of grew up together and
it seems to be a knack about dragging out a pair on the surface of it.
met when we were like 6 or something, and then
But somewhere back in the
Well,
beginning of that.
we.
Back when I first came to New Carthage somewhere.
I'm sorry.
What?
No,
Oh.
no, it's all right.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, you go on. You go right ahead.
Oh.
No, you're the guest. I insist.
Well, it seems kind of silly now.
No, nonsense. But if you were 6, you must have been, what, 4 or something?
Well, maybe I was 8 and she was 6.
Mm.
We used to play doctor.
Whoa. Well, that's a nice, healthy heterosexual beginning, isn't it?
Yep.
A scientist even then, huh?
Yeah. And it was sort of taken for granted by our families and by us that eventually we would do it.
Do what?
We would get married.
When you were 8?
No, of course not. Much later.
Oh, well, I wondered.
And there wasn't ever really any particular passion about it, even at the beginning of our marriage, I mean.
Oh, that's no surprise. Certainly no earth-shaking discoveries after Doctor and all.
No.
Everything does tend to be rather the same, despite what they say about Chinese women.
What's that?
Might be freshen you up.
After a while, you don't get any drunker, do ya?
No, you do. But it's different. Yeah, everything slows down. You get sodden. Unless you can upchuck like your wife, well, then you can sort of start all over again.
Everybody drinks a lot out here in the East. People drink a lot in the Middle West, too.
We drink a great deal in this country, and I suspect we should drink a great deal more if we survive. We should be like the Arabs or the Italians. The Arabs, they don't drink. And then the Italians, they don't get drunk much except on religious holidays. We should live on Crete or something.
And I suppose that would make us Cretans, or...
So it would. So it would. Oh, so tell me about your wife's money.
Why?
All right, then. Don't, then.
What do you want to know about my wife's money for, huh?
I thought it would be nice.
Oh, you didn't.
All right. Well, I want to know about your wife's money because I am fascinated by the methodology, by the pragmatic accommodation you wave of the future boys are going to take over.
You're starting in again.
Am I? No, I'm not. You see, Martha, she's got some money too. I mean, hell, her father's been robbing this place blind for years.
No, he hasn't. He has not.
He hasn't?
No.
Okay, then. Martha's father has not been robbing this place blind for years, and Martha, she doesn't have any money, okay?
We were talking about my wife. My wife's money.
Okay. So, talk.
No. My father-in-law, he was a man of God.
Mm-hmm. What faith?
My father-in-law, he was called when he was 6 or something by God, and he started preaching, and he baptized people, and he saved them, And he traveled around a lot. Not like some of them. But he traveled around a lot and he became pretty famous. And when he died, he had some money.
God's money.
No, his own.
What happened to God's money?
Well, he spent all of God's money and he saved his own. And he built hospitals and he sent off mercy ships and he built 3 churches or whatever you call them, and 2 of them sort of burned down and he became pretty rich.
Well, I think that's very nice.
Yes. And so, my wife's got some money.
But not God's money.
No, her own.
Well, I think that's very nice. Martha, she's got money because Martha's father's second wife, well, not Martha's mother, but after Martha's mother died, was a very old lady with warts who was very rich.
She was a witch.
She was a good witch. And she married the white mouse with the beady little red eyes. And he must have nibbled her warts or something, because she went up in a puff of smoke almost immediately. Poof! 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 And all that was left of her, aside from some wart medicine, of course, was a big old fat will. A peach pie with some for the township of New Carthage, some for the college, some for Martha's daddy, and just this much for Martha.
Maybe my father-in-law and the witch with the warts should have gotten together. Because he was a mouse too.
He was?
Yeah, he was a church mouse.
Oh, God.
Hey, your wife never mentioned a stepmother.
Oh, well, maybe that's because it isn't true.
And maybe it is.
Might be. It might not. But I think your story's a lot nicer anyway. About your pumped up little wife and your father-in-law who was a priest.
He was not a priest. He was a man of God.
Yes.
And she wasn't pumped up. She blew up.
Yes. Yes.
Get things straight.
I will. Sorry, I will.
Okay.
You do realize that I'm drawing you out on this stuff, not because I'm interested in your terrible lifehood, but because you represent a direct and pertinent threat to my lifehood, and I want to get the goods on you.
Sure.
I mean, I warned you. You stand warned.
I stand warned. Oh, it's you sneaky types that worry me the most. You ineffectual sons of bitches. You're the worst.
Yeah, yes we are. An elbow in your steely blue eye and a knee in your solid gold groin. We are the worst.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad that you don't believe me. And I know you've got history on your side.
You've got history on your side. I've got biology on mine. History, biology.
I know the difference.
You don't act it.
No. Hell, I thought we decided you'd take over the history department first, before you took over the whole works, a step at a time.
No. You see, what I thought I'd do is I'd sort of insinuate myself generally. And sort of play around for a while, find all the weak spots and shore them up, but with my nameplate on them. And then I'd become sort of a fact. As a what?
An inevitability.
An inevitability. Exactly. And then I'd take over some courses from some of the older men, start some special interest groups, plow a few pertinent wives.
Now, see? There you go. That's the ticket. I mean, you can take over all the courses that you want to. You can get as much of the young elite together in the gymnasium as you like. You can, but until you start plowing some pertinent wives, you aren't really working. The way to a man's heart is through his wife's belly, and don't you forget it.
Yeah, I know.
And the women around here, oh, they're no better than putas. You know, the South American ladies of the night. Do you know what they do in South America? In Rio, the putas? They hiss like geese. They will stand around in the street and they'll hiss at you like a bunch of geese.
It's gangle.
The what?
It's not a bunch of geese. It's a gangle of geese.
If you want to get all cute about it, all ornithological, it is not a gangle, it's a gaggle. Not gangle, gaggle.
Gaggle, not gangle?
That is right. Gaggle.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, they stand around in the street like a bunch of geese, hissing away. All the faculty wives downtown in New Carthage in front of the AMP, hissing away like a bunch of geese. That's the way to power. Plow them all.
I'll bet you're right.
Oh, well, I am.
And I bet your wife's the biggest goose in the gang. Gaggle. Her father's president and all.
You bet your historical inevitability she is.
Yes, sir. I better just get her up in a corner and mount her like a goddamn dog, eh?
You certainly better.
You know, I almost think you're serious.
No, baby. You almost think you're serious, and it scares the hell out of you.
Me?
Yes, you.
You're kidding.
I wish I were. I'll give you some good advice if you want me to.
Oh, good advice from you. Oh, boy.
You haven't learned yet. Take it wherever you can get it.
Oh,
Listen
come
to
on,
me.
Ben.
I'm trying to give you some good
Good
advice here.
Lord.
There's quicksand around here, and you'll be dragged down.
boy.
Just before you know it, sucked down. You disgust me on principle, and you're a smug son of a bitch personally, but I'm trying to give you a survival kit. Do you hear me?
I hear you. You come in loud.
All right.
Hey, honey.
All right, you want to play it by ear anyway, right? Everything's going to work out anyway because of the timetable's history. Isn't that right?
All right. You just tend to your knitting, Grandma. I'll be okay.
I've tried to reach you. I've tried to...
Make contact.
Yes.
Communicate.
Yes. Exactly.
Well, that is touching. That's what that is. That's just downright moving. Up yours!
What?
You heard me.
You take the trouble to construct a civilization, to build a society on the principles of principle. You endeavor to make communicable sense out of natural order, morality out of the natural disorder of man's mind. You make government, you make art, and you realize that they are, well, they must be both the same. You bring things to the saddest of all points, to the point where there is something to lose. And what do you hear through all the sensible sounds of men building, attempting? Comes the dies irae. And what does the trumpet sound? Up yours! I suppose there's justice to it after all these years. Up yours!
Oh, bravo! Bravo!
Thank you.
Here we are, a little shaky,
No!
but on our feet.
Oh, hi, honey. You better?
A little bit, dear. Better sit down though.
You come on and sit by me.
Thank you, dear.
Well, aren't you going to apologize?
For what, Martha?
For making the little lady throw up. What else?
I did not make her throw up.
You most certainly did.
No.
No.
Well, who do you think did then? Sexy over there? You think he made his own little wife sick?
You make me sick.
Well, that's different.
No, I throw up. I mean, I get sick occasionally, all by myself, without any reason.
Is that a
Yes.
fact?
You're delicate.
I've always done it.
Like Big Ben?
Watch it.
And the doctors say there's nothing wrong with me organically, you
Of
know.
course there's not.
Just before we got married, I developed appendicitis, or everybody thought that it was appendicitis, but it turned out it was just a false alarm.
Get me a drink. George makes everybody sick. Why, when our son was a little boy,
No, Martha.
he used to throw up all the time because of George.
Don't.
Got to the point where when George walked in the room, he'd start writing retching.
Oh, the real reason our son used to throw up all the time, wife and lover, was nothing more complicated than he couldn't stand you fiddling at him all the time. Breaking into his bedroom, your kimono flying open, fiddling at him all the time with your liquor breath on him and your hands on him.
Oh, yeah? And I suppose that's why he ran away twice in 1 month. Twice in 1 month, 6 times in 1 year.
Our son ran away all the time because Martha here used to corner him.
I never cornered the son of a bitch in my life.
Oh, he'd come up to me after I come home from work, and he'd say, "Mama's always coming at me." That's what he'd say.
Liar.
That's the way it was. You were always coming at him. I thought it was very embarrassing.
Well, if you thought it was so embarrassing, what are you talking about it for?
Yeah. Thanks, sweetheart.
I never want to talk about him. I'd be happy to just never discuss this entire subject. I never want to talk about it.
Yes, you do.
When we are alone.
We're
maybe.
alone.
No, love. We got guests.
Could I have a little brandy? I think I'd like a little brandy.
Do you think you should?
Oh, yes. Yes, dear.
Sure.
You really think you should?
It will steady me, dear. I feel a little unsteady.
Oh, hell. Sure, you can't walk steady on half of a bottle. You gotta do it right.
Yes. I love brandy. I really do.
Yeah.
Well, if you think it's a good idea,
I know what's best for me, dear.
I'm sure you do.
Thank you. Of course I do, dear.
So, you two have it out while we were out? George tell you his side of things? Bring you to tears, huh?
No, we...
Nope. What we did actually, if you really want to know, we just sort of danced around.
Oh, yeah?
I love dancing.
He didn't mean that,
Well,
honey.
I didn't think that he did. Two grown men dancing, heavens.
You mean he didn't tell you how he could have amounted to something if it hadn't been for Daddy? How his high moral sense wouldn't even let him try to better himself? No?
No.
Oh, and he didn't go on about how he tried to publish a goddamn book and Daddy wouldn't let him?
The
Please,
book?
Martha.
No? A book? What book?
Please, it's just a book.
Just a book.
Please, Martha.
Well, I guess you didn't get the whole sad story. What's the matter, George? You giving up?
No. No, I gotta find some new way to really fight you, Martha. Guerrilla tactics, maybe internal subversion, I don't know. Something.
Well, you figure it out. Let me know when you do.
Alrighty, love.
Why don't we have some dancing? I think I'd like some dancing.
Honey.
I would. I want some.
Honey.
I want some. I want some dancing.
Right? For heaven's sake, we'll have some dancing.
I'm so glad. I love dancing, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't seem like a bad idea at all.
Gee.
Gee.
I dance like the wind.
Yeah?
Martha here, she had her daguerreotype in the newspaper once. Oh, hell, about 25 years ago. Seems she took second prize in one of them 7-day dancing contest things. Biceps all bulging, holding up her partner.
Will you put on a record and shut up?
Certainly, love. So, how are we going to work this? Mixed doubles?
Well, certainly certainly don't think I'm going to dance with you, do you?
Certainly not. No, not with him here. Not with Twinkle Toes here either.
I'll dance with anyone. I'll dance for myself.
Honey.
I dance like the wind.
All right, kiddies. Choose up and hit the sack.
Honey.
All right, George, cut it out.
Honey.
Cut it out, George.
What, Martha? What?
I said cut it out,
What
George.
did you say, Martha? What?
All right, you son of a bitch.
What did you say, love?
Son of a...
Stop! Why did you stop?
Honey.
Stop that!
I just thought it was fitting, Martha.
Oh, you did, huh?
You are always at me when I'm having a good time.
Sorry, honey.
Just leave me alone.
Well, why don't you choose it, Martha? Martha's gonna run things from here on. The little lady, she's gonna lead the band.
I like to dance and you don't want me to.
I like you to dance.
Just leave me alone.
Martha's gonna put on some rhythm she really understands. Sacre du printemps, maybe. Hey, sexy. Choose it, Martha. Do your stuff.
You're damn right.
You wanna dance with me, Angel Tits?
Hey, what did you call my wife?
Oh, boy.
No, if I can't do my interpretive dance, then I don't want to dance with anyone. I'll just sit here.
There we go. All right, stuff. Come on.
Oh, hi.
Just sit right there.
That.
Whoa.
Whoa! You are strong, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I like that.
Familiar dance. They both know it.
Oh, don't be shy.
Oh, I'm not.
It's an old ritual, monkey, that goes old as the cow.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, I like the way you move.
Well, I like the way you move, too. You like the way they move.
That's nice.
Oh, I'm really surprised. George didn't tell you his side of
Oh,
things.
well, he did.
Oh, well, he usually does every chance he
Aren't
gets.
they cute?
He does?
Oh, yes. It's really a very sad story.
You have ugly talents, Martha.
Is it?
It would make you weep.
Hideous gifts.
Is that
Don't
so?
encourage her.
It would make you weep.
Go on.
I warn you, don't encourage her.
I heard you. Tell me more.
Well, Georgie boy had lots of big ambitions, in spite of something funny in his past. Georgie boy then turned it into a novel. His first attempt and also his last. Hey, I rhymed! I
I warn you,
rhymed!
Martha.
Yeah, you rhymed. Go on.
But Daddy took a look at Georgie's
You're
novel.
looking for a punch in the mouth. You know that,
You
Martha.
tell. And he was very shocked by what he read.
He was?
Yes, he was. A novel all about a naughty
I
boy
will not
child.
tolerate this.
Can it?
A naughty boy child who killed his mother and his father.
Stop it, Martha.
Hey, wait a
And
minute.
Daddy said, "Look here, I will not let you publish
All
such
right,
a
that's
thing."
it. That's all. That's it. Dancing's overgoing now.
Hey, what did you do that for, huh?
Violence.
And Daddy said, "Look here, kid. You don't think for a minute I'm gonna let you publish this crap, do you? Not on your life, baby. Not while you're teaching here. You publish that goddamn book and you're out on your ass!"
Desist.
Daddy said, "See here, young man, the idea. A teacher at a respected conservative institution like this, in a town like New Carthage, publishing a book like that? Oh, ho, ho, ho! Not on your life, baby. If you respect your position here, young man, young whippersnapper, you'll just withdraw that manuscript."
I will not be made mock of.
Oh, you will not be made mock of, for Christ's sake.
And you want to know what the clincher is? You want to know what big, brave Georgie
You will
boy
not say
did?
this.
The hell I
Hey.
won't. You keep away from me, you bastard.
Hey.
You want to know what he did? He caved in is what he did. He came home and he threw the book in the fireplace and he burned it.
I'll kill you!
Hey!
Silence!
Coward! Satanic bitch!
Stop that! Stop that! That's enough now.
All right. All right. All right. We'll all be very quiet now. We will all be very quiet.
Coward. Fucking coward.
Okay, now that's enough.
That wasn't fair, you know.
Tough.
All right. Okay, so, well, what do we do now, huh? Oh, come on. Let's think of something else. We played Humiliate the Host. We finished that one. What shall we do now?
Look.
Oh, look. Ah, look. I mean, come on. We must know other games, college-type types like us. That can't be the limit of our vocabulary, can it?
I think maybe we've
Let's
had
see
enough
now.
of
Let's see.
games.
What
for
else
now.
can we do? Are there other games? How about Hump the Hostess? How about that one? How about Hump the Hostess? Well, hell, you want to play that one? You want to play Hump the Hostess, huh? Huh?
Calm down.
Oh no,
now.
is that for later? Mount her like a goddamn dog?
Hump the hostess!
Shut up.
You want to play that now? You want to save that little game for later? Well, hell, what do we play now? We've got to have a game.
Portrait of a man drowning.
I'm not
You
drowning.
told me to shut up.
I'm sorry,
No,
honey.
you're not.
I'm sorry,
I've got
honey.
it. I've got it. I know exactly what we'll play. Well, we're done with Humiliate the Host this round. Anyway, we're done with that, and we don't want to play Hump the Hostess yet, not yet. So I know what game we'll play. We'll play a game of Get the Guest. How about that? How about a little game of Get the Guest?
Jesus, George.
Book dropper, child
I
mentioner.
don't like these games.
I think maybe we've had enough of games for now.
Oh no, oh no, we haven't. We've had only one game, and now we're going to have another. You can't fly on one game.
I think maybe.
Silence! Let's see now how. Let's see how are we going to play Get the Guest.
God almighty.
You be
George.
quiet. I wonder. Okay, well, you see Martha here in her indiscreet way. Hell, not really indiscreet because Martha, she is a naive at heart. But anyway, Martha here told you all about my first novel, which I sort of preferred that she hadn't. But hell, that's blood under the bridge. But what she didn't do is Martha didn't tell us, is she didn't tell us all about my second novel. No, you didn't know about that, did you, Martha? About my second novel, true or false? True or false?
No.
No. Well, it's an allegory, really. Probably, but it can be read as straight, cozy prose. It's about this nice young couple who come out of the Middle West. It's a bucolic, you see, and this nice young couple, they come up out of the Middle West. He's blonde, about 30, and a scientist, a teacher, a scientist, and his mouse is a wifey little type who gargles brandy all the
All
time.
right now.
And they got to know each other when they was only teensy little types, right? They used to get under the vanity table and poke around.
I said all right
This
now.
is my game! You play George, you people. This is my game.
I want to hear the story. I love stories.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And Mousie's pa was a holy man, see? He ran one of them traveling clip joints based on Christ, and all them girls, he just took the faithful, that's all. Just took them.
This is familiar.
No kidding.
And he died eventually, Mousie's pa. And when they ripped him open, all sorts of money fell out. Jesus money, Mary money, loot.
I've heard this story before.
Honey.
But that's in the backwash, in the early part of the book. Anyway, Blondie and his Frau out of the Plain States came.
Very funny, George.
Thank you, Martha. And settled and attached sound just like new Carpentshire.
I don't think you'd better go on, mister.
Do you not?
No, I don't think you'd better.
I love familiar stories. They're the best.
How right you are. Well, you see, Blondie, he was all in disguise, really, all got up as a teacher because his baggage ticket had bigger things written on it. H.I. High Historical Inevitability.
There's no need for you to go
Let
any further
them go
now.
on.
We shall. Now, you see, Blondie, he had this baggage, see? And part of his baggage was in the form of his mouse.
You don't have to listen to this.
Why
Well,
not?
Bright has a point. Well, you see, what no one could really understand about Blondie was his baggage. What? I mean, his mouse. I mean, here he was, Pan-Kansas swimming champion or something, and he had this mouse, of whom he was solicitous to the point that faileth human understanding, given the fact that she was sort of a simp in the long run.
This isn't fair of you.
Perhaps not. But like as I said, his mouse, she tooted brandy immodestly and spent half her time in the
I
upchuck.
know these people.
Do you? Well, but she was a money baggaged amongst other things. Godly money ripped from the golden teeth of the unfaithful. A pragmatic extension of the big dream. And she was put up with.
I don't like this story.
Please, please don't.
And she was put up with. Stop.
Baby.
Please, please don't.
Beg, baby, beg, baby.
George!
Now, oh, we get a flashback here to how they got married.
No.
Yes!
Why?
How they got married. Well, how they got married's this. You see, the mouse, she got all puffed up one day. She went over to Blondie's house and she stuck out that puff. And she said, look at me.
I don't like this.
Look at me, I'm all puffed up.
Stop it.
Oh my goodness, said Blondie.
And so they were married.
So they were married.
And then?
And then?
What? And then what?
No, no.
And then the puff went away. Like magic. Poof.
Jesus, God.
The puff went away.
Honey, I didn't mean
You
to.
told them.
Honey,
You
I didn't mean to.
told them. No. You couldn't have told them.
Honey,
Oh,
I didn't mean to. Honey, baby, I didn't mean to.
Oh, and that is how you play Get the Get.
I'm gonna be sick.
Naturally.
Honey.
Leave me alone. I'm gonna be sick, but I'm vomit.
God almighty. The patterns of history.
You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that at all.
I hate hypocrisy.
That was cruel and
She'll
vicious
get over it.
and damaging.
She'll recover.
Damaging to me.
You.
To me.
To you.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. Mike, you've got to have a swine to show you where the truffles are. You just rearrange your alliances, boy. You pick up the pieces where you can. You look around. You make the best of things. You scramble back up on your feet.
Go look after your wife.
Yeah. You go pick up the pieces and plan some new strategy.
You're gonna regret this.
Probably. I regret everything.
No. I mean, I'm gonna make you regret this.
Oh, no doubt. Acute embarrassment, eh?
I'll play the charades like you've got them set up. I'll play in your language. I'll be who you say I
You
am.
already are. You just don't know it.
No, not really. But I'll be it. I'll show you something come to life that you'll wish you'd never set
Go
up.
clean up the mess.
You just wait, mister. You just wait.
Very nice, George.
Thank you, Mark.
Really, really nice.
I'm glad that you liked it.
I mean it. Very nice. You really fixed it.
Uh-huh.
That's more life than I've seen out of you in a long time.
Oh, hell, you bring out the best in me, baby.
Yeah. Pygmy hunting.
Pygmy.
You really are a bastard.
I?
Yeah, you.
Martha, if quarterback there is a pygmy, well, I don't know what you're chasing now. I mean, you've really changed your style. What are you going after? Giants?
You make me sick.
I mean, it's perfectly all right for you. You could go around like a hopped-up Arab, slashing away at everything inside if you want to. Somebody else try it. No, sir. You. Well, I did it all for you, baby. I thought you'd like it, sweetheart. I mean, it is sort of to your taste. You know, blood, carnage, and everything. I thought you'd get all excited, sort of heave and pant and come running at me. Your melon's bobbling.
You've really messed up, George.
God's sake.
I mean it, you really have.
You can sit there in that chair of yours. You can sit there with the gin running out of your mouth. You can sit there and tear me apart and humiliate me all night. And that is okay. That's all right. You can stand it. I cannot stand it. You can stand it. You married me for it. That's a desperate. Don't you know it even yet? Martha.
My arm has gotten tired from whipping you.
Mad.
For 23 years. It's not what I wanted.
I thought you were onto yourself.
Oh, I'm on to
don't know.
myself.
I didn't know. No, you're sick.
I'll show you who's sick.
Stop it.
I'll show you who's sick.
Stop it now! Stop it!
I'll show you who's sick. Boy, you're really having a field day, aren't you, huh? Well, I'm going to fix you. Before I'm through with you.
You and the quarterback, you're both gonna fix me. And you will miss you never mentioned our son.
You.
I said that I warned you.
I'm impressed.
I'm numbed enough now that I can be able to take you when we're alone. I don't listen to you. When I do listen to you, I don't really hear you because I sift everything. I bring everything down to reflex response, which is the only real way to manage it.
Nuts.
You go along that way as long as you want to. And when you are done,
God,
I
have you
will...
ever listened to yourself talk, George? Have you ever listened to your sentences? You are so friggin' convoluted, that's what you are. You talk like you're writing one of your stupid papers.
I've got to find some way to really get at you, Martha.
You've got it, me. You don't have to do anything. 23 years of you has been quite enough. You want to know what's happened, George? You want to know what's finally happened? It snapped, finally.
Come off it, Martha.
I've tried. I've really
You're a
tried.
monster. You are.
I am loud and I am vulgar. And I wear the pants in this house because somebody's got to. But I am not a monster. I am not.
Spoiled, self-indulgent, willfully dirty-minded, liquor-ridden.
Snapped. It finally snapped. I'm not going to try to get through to you anymore. I'm not going to try. There was a second, maybe, back there. A second, just a second, when I could have gotten through to you. When we could have cut through all of this
I
crap.
don't believe you. I just don't believe you. There's no moment. There is no moment anymore when we could have come together.
Maybe you're right, baby. Because you can't come together with nothing, and you're nothing. Snap! It went snap tonight at Daddy's party. I sat there at Daddy's party, and I watched you. I watched you sitting there. And I watched all the younger men around. The men who are actually going to go somewhere, and I watched you. And you weren't there. And it snapped. It finally snapped. And I am going to howl it out. And I am not going to give a damn what I do. And I am going to make the biggest goddamn explosion you've ever heard.
Try that, and I will beat you at your own game.
Oh, is that a threat, George?
That
Huh?
is a threat, Martha.
You're gonna get it,
You
baby.
be careful, Martha. I'll rip you to pieces.
Oh, you aren't man enough. You don't have the guts.
Total war.
Total.
resting now.
Oh,
Yeah, she all right?
I think so now. I'm really very terribly sorry.
Forget about it.
oh, it happens all the time around here.
She'll be all right. Well, she's, Ma'am,
Ah,
she's in the bathroom, lying on the floor, lying on the bathroom floor.
Oh, well, that's not very nice.
She likes it. She says it's cool.
Still, I don't think.
well, look, if she wants to lay on the bathroom floor, let her.
She says
Maybe
she
she'd
likes
be
it.
more comfortable in the tub.
No, she says she likes it. She took up the mat. And she's lying on the tiles. She lies on the floor an awful lot.
Oh.
She gets headaches and things, and she's always lying on the floor. Is there ice?
What?
Ice. Is there ice?
Ice.
Ice. Yes.
Ice.
Ice.
Adam.
Yes. Yes, I'll go get some.
So go. Besides, you're going to be alone.
I wouldn't be surprised, Martha. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, you wouldn't, huh?
Not a bit, Martha.
No!
No! You'll try anything.
Actually, she's really quite frail and
Slim-hipped.
yes.
Is that why you don't have any kids?
I don't know if that has anything to do with anything.
Well, and even if it does, who cares, huh?
Pardon?
Hey, hand me a cigarette, lover. And now, for being such a good boy, you can give me a kiss.
Well, I don't know if I should.
Oh, come on, baby, just a little kiss.
Well,
Oh, come on. That little kiss, just who could object to a friendly little kiss?
oh well.
It's, you won't get hurt, little boy.
I'm not so little.
Oh, I bet you're not.
But what if he should come
Oh,
back in?
George, oh,
or
who cares about him? Besides, it's just a friendly little kiss, it's all in the faculty.
Well, it's not that I don't want to, believe
Oh,
me.
you're a scientist, aren't you?
Mm.
Make an experiment. Make a little experiment. Experiments on old Martha.
Not very old.
It'd be a nice change for you too.
Yes, it would.
And you could come back to your little wife all refreshed.
She wouldn't even know the difference.
And nobody else will either. Hey, slow down, baby. Don't rush it. Later.
Oh, come on now.
No, baby. Come on, later, baby.
I told you I'm a biologist.
Oh, I know. I can tell. Later.
Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Virginia Woolf, Virginia Woolf. Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Oh, here we are. Ice for the lamps of China, Manchuria thrown in. Oh, you better wary of those little yellow bastards, my love. They aren't amused. Why don't you come on over to our side? We'll blow the hell out of them, split the money up between us, and live on Easy Street. What you say?
Well, sure. Hey, Ice.
Yeah, that's right. Why, Martha, my dove, you look radiant.
Well, thanks.
Let's see now. I've got the ice, so...
Gotten.
Martha, got is perfectly correct. It's just a little archaic, like you.
What are you so cheerful for?
Let's see, I've got the ice. Can I get anybody a drink? Martha, can I make you a drink?
Sure, why not?
Indeed. Why not? Martha, you've been nibbling away at the edge of the glass again.
I have not.
Oh, I see you've already made your own, which is fine. That's just fine. I'll hooch up old Martha here and we'll be all set.
All set for what?
Oh, I don't know. Love, we are having a party, aren't we? Oh, I passed your wife in the hall. I passed a John and I looked in on her. Oh, so peaceful. So peaceful. Sleeping away. Oh, and she's actually sucking her thumb.
Aww.
Rolled up like a fetus, sucking away.
I suppose she's all right.
No, of course she is. Here you are, love.
Thanks.
Now, one for me, it's my turn.
Never, baby. It's never your turn.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Martha.
You moving on the principle the worm turns? Well, the worm part's right, because that fits you just fine. But the turns? Uh-uh. You don't go anywhere but in a straight line, baby. And that doesn't lead anywhere. Except maybe the grave.
Well, you just hold that thought, Martha. You hug it close. You run your hands over it. Me? I'm gonna sit down, if you don't mind. I'm gonna sit down right over there. I'm gonna read a book.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna read. Read. Read? You've heard of it?
What do you mean you're gonna read? What's the matter with you?
There's nothing the matter with me, Martha. I'm just gonna read a book, that's all.
We've got company!
Oh, yes, love, I know, but, oh hell, it's after 4 o'clock, and I always read around this time. Now, you just go about your business. I'll sit here very quietly.
You read in the afternoon. You read at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't read at 4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody reads at 4 o'clock in the morning.
No.
He's going to read a book. The son of a bitch is going to read a book.
So it would seem.
Well, we can amuse ourselves, can't we?
I imagine so.
Did you hear that, George?
Hmm?
We're going to amuse ourselves.
That's nice.
You might not like it.
Oh, no, you go. You go right ahead. You entertain your guests.
Oh, I'm going to entertain myself, too.
That's good.
Yeah, ha, you're a real riot, George.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a riot, too, George.
Oh, yes, you are, Martha.
You know what I'm doing, George?
No, Martha, what are you doing?
I'm entertaining. I'm entertaining one of the guests. I'm necking with one of the guests.
Oh, that's nice. Which one?
Oh, by God, you're funny.
Someone at the door, Martha.
Never mind that. Now, I said I was necking with one of the guests.
Good. You go right ahead.
Good.
Yes, good. Good for you.
I see what you're up to, you
I'm up to
lads.
page 138.
Now cut it! You just cut that out! You miserable... I'll show you!
No, Martha. No, show him. Maybe he hasn't seen it. Maybe he hasn't seen it. You haven't seen it yet, have you?
I don't have any respect for you.
None for yourself, either. I don't know what the younger generation's coming to.
You don't even
Care? You're quite right, I couldn't care less. So, you just take this bag of laundry here, you throw her over your shoulder, and get out of my sight.
You're disgusting.
Because you are gonna hump Martha? I am disgusting?
Motherfucker! Wait for me, huh, baby? Hey, wait for me in the kitchen, huh? Go on, wait for me in the kitchen. Come on, come on. Yeah, all right, yeah. Go on, wait for me in the kitchen. That's it. Go on, be a good baby. Now you listen to
I'd
me.
much rather read, Martha, if you don't mind.
Well, I do mind. You pay attention to me. If you don't get off this kick you're on right now, I swear to God I'll do it. I swear to God I'll follow that guy into the kitchen and then I'll take him upstairs.
So what, Martha?
Okay. Okay. You asked for it, and you're gonna get it.
Lord, Martha, if you want the boy that badly, just have him. But do it honestly, will you? Don't try to cover it with all this footwork.
I'll make you sorry you ever made me want to marry you. I'll make you regret the day you ever decided to come to this college. I'll make you sorry you ever let yourself down.
And the West, encumbered by crippling alliances and burdened with a morality too rigid to accommodate itself to the swing of events, must eventually fall. You're gonna regret this, Martha! You're really gonna regret this?
Hey, hey. Where is everybody? What's up? Drop me. Pluck me like a, whatever it is, creeping vine. Throw me over your shoulder like an old shoe. George? George! George, what are you doing? Are you hiding? George! Deserted. Abandoned. Left out in the cold like an old pussycat. Can I make you a drink, Martha? Why, that would be lovely, George. That's very kind of you. No, Martha, no. Why, I'd do anything for you. Really? Would you, George? Why, I'd do anything for you, too. Why, Martha, I've misjudged you, and I've misjudged you, too, George. Where the hell Daddy. Daddy. Martha is abandoned. Left to her own vices at something o'clock in the a.m. Daddy White Mouse, do you really have red eyes? Let me see. You do! You do have red eyes, Daddy! You have red eyes because you cry all the time, don't you? I cry all the time too, Daddy. I'll give all you bastards 5 to get out from where you're hiding! I cry all the time too, Daddy. But way down deep inside where nobody can see me. Georgie cries all the time too. We both cry all the time. All the time, Daddy. And then what do we do? Oh, we cry. And we take our tears. And we put them in the ice trays. In the goddamn ice box. Until they're frozen. And then we put them in our goddamn drinks. Oh, I've got windshield wipers on my eyes because I married you, baby. Oh, Martha. You'll be a songwriter yet. Clink. Clink. Clink.
You've all gone crazy.
Clink.
I said you've all gone crazy.
Probably. Probably.
You've all gone crazy. I come back downstairs and what happens?
What happens?
My wife's in the can with the liquor bottle and she winks at me. Winks at me!
Oh, she's never wunk at you? Oh, that's a shame.
She's in there and she's curled up on the tiles and she's peeling the label off the liquor bottle, the brandy bottle.
We'll never get the deposit back that way.
I ask her what she's doing and she says, "Shh, nobody knows I'm here." I come back down here and you're saying clink, for God's sake, clink, clink. You've all gone crazy.
Yes, sad but true.
Where's your husband?
He is vanishing. Poof.
You've all gone crazy. Nuts.
Ah, 'tis but the refuge we seek when the unreality of the world weighs too heavy upon our weary heads. Relax, sink back into it. You're no better than anybody else.
I think I am.
Well, you're certainly a flop in some departments.
I beg your pardon?
I said you're certainly a flop in some departments.
I'm sorry you're disappointed.
I didn't say I was disappointed, stupid.
Why don't you try me sometime when we haven't been drinking for 10 hours and then maybe...
Oh, I wasn't talking about your potential. I was talking about your goddamn performance.
Oh.
Your potential's fine. dandy. Just dandy. Well, I haven't seen such a dandy potential in a long time. But oh, baby, you sure are a flop.
Everybody's a flop to you. I'm a flop, your husband's a
You're
flop.
all flops. I am the Earth Mother and you're all flops. Hump the hostess. Ha! God, I disgust me. I pass my life in crappy, totally pointless infidelities. Would-be infidelities. Bunch of boozed up, impotent lunkheads. Martha makes goo-goo eyes and the lunkheads slap over to the bar to pick up some more courage, and they pick up some more courage. Come back over to Martha, who licks her chops, and the lunkheads grin and roll their beautiful, beautiful eyes back in their head. And then they slap over to the bar to get some more courage. Then they come back to old Martha, who does a little dance for them, which gets them all heated up, mentally. So then they slap over to the bar for some more courage, and their wives and sweethearts raise their noses into the air, right through the ceiling sometimes, which sends the lunkheads back to the soda fountain for some more courage, while Martha sits there with her dress up over her head, suffocating. Do you have any idea how stuffy it is with your dress up over your head? Suffocating. Waiting for the lunkheads who slap back to the bar to get their courage up, and they get their courage up. But that's it. Oh my. There is sometimes some very fine potential. But oh my. But that's how things are in a civilized society. All the beautiful lunkheads. Poor bastards. You know, there is only one man in my whole life who has ever made me happy. You know that? One.
The, what do you call it? The lawnmower or something.
No. I forgot about him. No, but when I think about him and me, it's almost like being a voyeur. Huh. No, I was talking, of course, about George. My husband, George.
You're kidding.
Am I?
Him.
Him?
Sure.
Oh, you don't believe it?
Of course I do.
You always deal in appearances?
For God's sake.
George! Who is out there somewhere in the darkness. George, who is good to me and whom I revile, who understands me and whom I push off, who makes me laugh and I choke it back in my throat, who will hold me at night so that it's warm, and whom I will bite so that there is blood, who learns the rules of the games we play as quickly as I can change them. George, who makes me happy, and I do not wish to be happy. And yes, I do wish to be happy. George and Martha, sad.
Sad.
George, whom I cannot forgive for having come to rest, for having looked at me and said, yes, this will do. Who has made the hideous, hurtful, insulting mistake of loving me. and must be punished for it. George and Martha, sad, sad, sad.
Sad.
George, who tolerates which is intolerable, who is kind which is cruel, who understands which is beyond comprehension.
George and Martha, sad, sad, sad.
Someday, some night, some stupid, liquor-ridden night, I will go too far. And I will either push the man off for good, or I will break his back. I deserve for him to leave me.
I don't think the man's got a vertebra intact.
Oh, you don't, do you? Oh, little boy. You've got yourself hunched over that microphone of yours.
Microscope.
Yes. And you don't see anything, do you? You see everything but the mind. You see all the specks and crap, but you don't see how anything works, do you?
I can see when a man's had his back broken. Even I can see that.
Oh, can you?
You're damn right.
You know so little. And you're gonna take over the world, huh?
All right now.
You think a man's got his back broken because he makes like a clown and walks bent over. Is that really all you know?
I said all right.
Ooh. The stallion's angry. Ooh. The gelding's upset.
You swing wild, don't you?
Ah!
Just anywhere.
I'm a Gatling gun.
Pointless butchery, aimless.
Oh, poor little lunkhead.
Just hit out at everything.
Oh, answer the door.
What did you say to me?
I said go answer the door. What, are you deaf?
You want me to go answer the door?
Yes, lunkhead. There must be something around here you can do well. Or are you too drunk for that too? You can't get the latch up either?
Look, there's no need for that kind of talk.
Sure there is. You can be houseboy around here for a while. You can start off being houseboy right now.
Look, lady, I'm no flunky to you.
Sure you are. You're ambitious, aren't you, boy? You didn't chase me around the kitchen and up the stairs out of mad-driven passion, did you? You were thinking about your career just a little bit, weren't you? Well, you can houseboy your way up the ladder starting now.
There's no limit to you, is there?
No, baby. None. Now answer the door.
I'm coming, for Christ's sake.
Wonderful! Marvelous! I'm just a gigolo, and everywhere I go.
Stop that!
All right, baby. Sorry. Go on, open the little door.
Flores,
Oh, how lovely!
Flores.
Oh.
Sonny, you've come home for your birthday
Hey,
at
you
last.
stay away from me.
Oh, that's the houseboy, for God's sake.
That's not our own little Sonny Jim. Our own little all-American something or other.
I certainly hope not. He's been acting mighty funny if he is.
Oh, that chippy, huh? I brung you these flowers, Martha, cause you're, hell, gee.
Roses, pansies, violets, my wedding bouquet.
If you two don't mind, I'm just gonna...
You stay right where you are. Go make my hubby a drink.
I don't think I will.
Oh, Martha, no, that'd be too much, baby. He's your houseboy, baby, not mine.
I'm nobody's houseboy.
Now.
I'm nobody's houseboy now.
Vicious children, isn't that right? Vicious children with their oh-so-sad games, hopscotching their way through life, etc., etc. It's something like that, isn't it?
Something like that.
Screw, baby!
Oh, him can't. Him too full of booze.
Really?
Mhm.
Here, dump these in some gin. do, Martha Snapdragons.
Is that what they are?
Yep. Here I went out into the moonlight to go pick 'em for Martha tonight and for our sonny boy tomorrow for his birthday.
There is no moon now. I saw it go down from the bedroom.
From the bedroom. Well, there was a moon.
No, there was no moon.
Yes, there was. Well, hell, there is.
There is no moon. The moon went down.
There is a moon. The moon is up.
I'm afraid you are mistaken.
No.
There is no goddamn moon.
Martha, I did not pick snapdragons in the stony dark. I did not go stumbling around to Daddy's greenhouse in the pitch.
Yes, you did. You would.
Martha, I do not pick flowers in the blink. I have never robbed a hothouse without there was a light from heaven.
There is no moon. The moon went down.
That very well may be, Chastity. The moon may very well have gone down, but it came back up.
The moon does not come back up. When the moon goes down, it stays down.
You don't know anything. If the moon went down, then it came back up.
That is not true. That is such a lie.
Ignorance, such ignorance.
Bullshit. You watch who you're calling ignorant.
Once when I was sailing past Mallorca, I was talking on the deck with a correspondent who was talking about Roosevelt, and then the moon, it went down. Just thought about it, you know what I mean? Considered it, and then came right back up just like that.
That is not true. It is such a lie.
Martha, you must not call everything a lie, must she?
Well, hell, I don't know when you people are lying or what.
Damn right.
You're not supposed to.
Right.
At any rate, I was sailing past Mallorca.
You never sailed past Mallorca.
Martha, I most
You
certainly...
never were in the Mediterranean in your life, ever.
I most certainly was. My mommy and my daddy took me there as a college graduation present.
No.
Was this after you killed them?
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe not, too.
Jesus. Damn you!
Oh, truth and illusion. Who knows the difference? Huh?
Truth and illusion, you were never in the Mediterranean, ever.
Martha, if I wasn't in the Mediterranean, how did I get to the Aegean? Huh?
Overland.
Yeah,
Don't side with her, houseboy.
I'm not a houseboy.
Look, I know this game. If you don't make it in the sack, then you are a houseboy, yes?
I'm not a houseboy.
All right, then you must have made it in the sack, yes? 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 Someone's lying around here. Someone's not playing this game straight. Who is it? Come on, yes? Yes? Martha, come on, who is it? Come on.
Tell them I'm not a houseboy.
No, you're not a houseboy.
So be it.
Truth or illusion, George, you don't know the difference.
No. But we must carry on as though we did.
Amen.
Step when the dragon. Here we go round the mulberry bush, huh?
Thank you.
Skip it.
I said, step with the dragons. Here we go round the mulberry bush.
Yeah, we heard. Snap with the dragon.
Snap!
Don't, George.
Snap!
Hey, don't do that.
Shut up, stud.
I'm not a stud.
Snap! Then you are a houseboy. Which is it? Which are you, huh? Either way, make up your mind. Either way, snap! You disgust me.
George, does it matter to you?
Snap! Nope, actually it doesn't. Either way, I've had it. Snap!
Stop throwing those goddamn things
Snap!
at me!
Either way! Snap!
Truth or illusion, George, doesn't it matter to you at all?
Snap! You get your answer, baby?
Got it.
You just gird your blue-veined loins, girl. Now, we've got one more game to play, and it's called Bringing Up Baby. Now, you see, I don't want any fuss, and you don't want any scandal around here, do you, big boy? Oh, no, you don't want to wreck things, do you? You want to keep to your timetable, don't you? Then sit! And you, my pretty miss. Oh, you like fun and games, don't you? Oh, you're a sport from way back, aren't you?
All right, George, all right.
Good. Now, but we aren't all here. Your little wifelet, she isn't here.
She's had a rough night. She's been in the can.
Oh, now look, we can't play this game without everyone here. Now that's a fact. We need your little wife. Sue!
Cut that!
And get your butt off of the couch and bring the little dip back in here. Come on, be a good puppy, go fetch. Good puppy, go fetch. One more game.
Oh, no more games, George.
Yes, Martha.
No.
Do you know what it is?
No, but I don't like it.
Oh, hell, maybe you will, Martha.
No.
Maybe you will. It's a real fun game, Martha. Now.
No, George, no.
One more game, Martha. One more. And then Betty Bot. Everybody is going to pack up his tools and his baggage and stuff and head on home. And you and me, well, we're going to climb them well-worn stairs there.
No, George.
Yes, baby.
No, George.
It'll all be over with before you know it.
No, George.
Oh, no climb stairs with Georgie.
Oh, it's games I don't want, George. No.
Yes, sure you do,
No,
baby.
ugly.
Original game girl, and of course you do.
Ugly games, and now this new one?
Oh, you'll love it, baby.
No, George.
You will have a ball.
No.
Don't you touch me. Keep your paws clean for the undergraduates. Now, you had quite an evening for yourself, Martha. Quite a night, and you can't just cut it off whenever you've got enough blood in your mouth. Now we're going on. I'm going to have at you. I'm going to make your performance tonight look like an Easter pageant. Now, I want you to get yourself a little alert. A little life in you, baby. Stop it! Pull yourself together. I want you up on your feet and slugging, sweetheart, because I'm going to knock you around, and I want you up for it.
All right, George, what do you
I want
want?
an equal battle, baby. That's
You'll
all.
get it.
I want you mad.
I'm mad.
Get mad.
Don't worry about
Good
it.
for you, girl. Good for you. Now, we're going to play this one to the death.
Yours.
You'd be surprised. Oh, here come the tots. You be ready for this.
I'm ready for you.
Here we are.
Hop.
You're a bunny, honey.
I'm a bunny, honey.
Well, now, how's the bunny?
Bunny, funny.
Bunny funny? Well, good for bunny.
Come on, George.
Oh, honey, funny bunny.
Jesus, God.
Alrighty, everyone. Sit on down. Last game. All sit now. Sit down, Martha. This is a civilized game.
Just get on with it, George.
Hello, dear.
It's almost done, for Christ's sake.
Hello, dear.
Say hello to your wife, you little bunny, for God's sake.
Hello, dear.
Oh, that was nice. Well, I think we've had a pretty good evening, all things considered. We've got a chance to sit down and get to know each other, had fun and games of curl up on the floor, for
The
example.
tiles.
The tiles, excuse me. The snap the dragons.
Peel the label.
Peel the what?
Label. Peel the label.
I peel labels.
Well, we all peel labels, sweetie. And when you get down through the skin, all three layers, through the organs, or through the muscle there, and then slosh aside them organs, then which is still sloshable, you get down to the bone. And then you know what you got to do then?
No.
Well, when you get down to the bone, you haven't gotten all the way yet. There's something on the inside of that bone, the marrow, and that is what you really got to get at.
I see.
Marrow. Now, bones, they are pretty resilient things, especially in the young. Now, just take our son, for
George.
example.
Who?
Our son, Martha and my little joy.
May I use the...
Oh, sure, by all means, you go right ahead. Now, take our son, for example, as I was saying.
George,
Yes,
what are
Martha?
you doing?
I'm talking about our son.
Don't.
Is it, Martha, something? Here we are on the eve of our boy's homecoming, the eve of his 21st birthday, the eve of his majority. And Martha here says not to talk about it.
Just don't.
I want to, Martha. Now, the bunny here, and well, hell, whatever the hell he is here, don't know much about Junior, and I think that they should. You want to play Bringing Up Baby, don't you?
Were you snapping at
Yes,
me?
you. You want to hear about our bouncy boy.
Yeah, sure.
Good. And you, my dear, you want to hear about him too, don't you?
Whom?
Martha and my little son. You want to talk about him, Martha, or shall I?
Don't.
Alrighty then, well, you see, he's a pretty good kid, all things considered. Well, considering his home life, that is. I mean, what with Martha here, carrying on the way she does, sleeping until 4 p.m., climbing all over that poor bastard, trying to break the bathroom door down to wash him in the tub when he's 16 years old.
All right.
Martha?
Stop it, George. That's enough.
Well, do you want to go on, Martha, or shall I?
Why would anybody want to wash somebody who's 16 years old?
For Christ's sake, honey.
Oh, why?
Because it's her baby poo.
All right. You want our son? You'll have him.
Do you want to drink, Martha?
Yes.
You don't have to talk about it if
Who
you don't
says
want
so? Are you in any position to set the rules around here?
to. No.
Good boy. You'll go far. All right, Martha. Your recitation, please.
What, George?
Our son.
Our son. Our son was born on a September night, not unlike tonight, but tomorrow and 21 years ago.
There. See? I told you.
It was an easy birth.
Oh, no, Martha. You labored. Oh, how you labored.
It was an easy birth once it had been accepted, relaxed into.
Ah, yes. Much better.
It was an easy birth once it had been accepted. And I was young.
And I was younger.
And I was young. And he was a healthy child. A red, bawling child with firm, slippery limbs.
Martha thinks she saw him at delivery.
With firm, slippery limbs and a full head of fine, fine black hair that later on would become as blonde as the sun. Our son.
He was a healthy child.
And I had wanted a child. Oh, how I had wanted a child.
A son? A daughter?
A child. A child. And I had my child.
Our child.
Our child. And we raised him. Yes, we did. We raised him.
With teddy bears and an antique bassinet from Austria and no nurse.
With teddy bears and transparent floating goldfish and a blue, pale blue bed with cane at the headboard when he was older. Cane that he finally wore through with his little hands in his sleep.
Nightmares.
Sleep. He was a restless child. Sleep. And a croup tent, a pale green croup tent, with the shining kettle whistling in the single light of the room that time he was sick. Those 4 days. Poor lamb. And animal crackers. and the bow and arrow that he kept underneath his bed.
The arrows with the rubber cups at their
With the
tip.
rubber cups at the tips that he kept beneath his bed.
Why, Martha? Why?
For fear. For
For
fear
it's
of,
just that. But it's for fear.
and sandwiches on Sunday nights. And on Saturdays, the banana boat. The whole peeled banana with the top scooped out, and green grapes for the crew, a double row of green grapes down the center, and stuck to the sides of the boat with toothpicks, orange slices, shields.
For the oar
Carrots?
or a swizzle stick, whatever was easier.
No, a carrot. And his eyes were green. So deep green with, if you looked deep into them, so deep, bronze. Bronze parentheses around the irises. Such beautiful green eyes.
Blue, green, brown.
Beautiful, beautiful boy. And he loved the sun. He was tan before and after everyone. And in the sun, his hair became like fleece. Beautiful, beautiful boy. And school, and summer camps, and swimming, and sledding, and how he broke his arm that time, how funny it was. Oh, no, it hurt him, but it was funny. In a field, a cow, the first one he'd ever seen, and he walked up to it, where the cow was head down, grazing, busy, and he mooed at it. He mooed at it. And the beast, surprised, swung its head up and mooed at him at all 3 years of him. And he, startled, turned, ran, stumbled, fell, and broke his poor arm. Poor lamb. George cried, helpless. George cried. I carried the poor child. George snuffling along beside me. I carried the poor lamb, having fashioned a sling, and across the great fields. And as he grew older, so wise, he walked evenly between us, a hand out to each of us for what we could offer by way of strength, affection, teaching, even love. And as he grew older, those arms still held out to hold us back for mutual protection from George's weakness and my necessary greater strength to protect himself and us. So wise, so wise.
What is this? Why are you doing this? Okay.
So beautiful, so wise.
Truth being relative.
It is true, beautiful, wise, perfect.
There's a real mother talking
I want a child.
Honey,
I want a child.
on principle.
I want a child. I want a baby.
Of course, this state, this perfection could not last. Not with George. Not with George around.
There. You see, I knew she'd shift.
Be still.
I'm sorry, Mother.
can you be still?
Dominus vobiscum.
Not with George around. A drowning man brings down those nearest to him, and George tried, but I fought him. Oh God, how I fought him. Weakness, imperfection cries out against goodness, strength, and innocence. And George
How
tried.
did I try, Martha? How did I try?
What? What? No. No! He grew up. He is a grown-up. Our son is a grown-up. He is away at school, college. He is fine. Everything is fine.
No, Martha, no. Come on now, Martha.
No, that's all.
You started to say something, Martha, so now you say it.
No, that's all.
I will.
No.
You see, Martha here, she likes to stop just when the going gets good, just when things start to get a little rough around here. Now, you see, Martha, She's a misunderstood little girl. She really is. Not only does she have a husband who is a bog, younger than she is bog, albeit not only does she have a husband who is a bog, well, she's got a tiny little problem with spirituous liquors. When she can't get enough.
No more,
On top
George.
of all of that, poor weighed down girl. Plus, a father who doesn't really give a damn whether she lives or dies. Who couldn't care less what happens to his only daughter. On top of all of that, she's got a son. She has a son who fought her every inch of the way. Who didn't want to be turned into a weapon against his father. Who didn't want to be used as a goddamn club whenever Martha didn't get things the way that she wanted.
Lies.
Lies! All right. All right. Who would not disown his father, who came to him for advice, for information, for love that wasn't mixed with sickness, and you know what I mean, Martha. Who couldn't tolerate the slashing, braying residue that called itself his mother. Mother?
I'll write you. A son who was so ashamed of his father that he asked me once if it wasn't true, possibly, as he had heard from some cruel boys, that he wasn't actually our kid, who could not tolerate the shabby failure his father had become. Lies? Oh, a son who would not bring his girlfriends to the house.
Shame of his mother.
Of his father, who writes letters only to
So
me.
you think to me, in my office,
You have
I
no
have a
letters.
stack of them.
No, you have no letters.
And you have?
You have no letters. A son who spends his summers away from his family on any pretext, because he cannot stand the shadow of a man flickering around the edges of a
Spends
house.
his summers away, and he does. Who spends his summers away because there is not room for him in a house full of lies, empty liquor bottles, strange men, and a harridan who also could...
Lies!
Lies.
A son who I have tried to raise the best I can against vicious odds, against the obstruction of weakness and petty revenges.
A son who is deep in his gut sorry to have been born.
I have tried. Oh God, I have tried. The one thing I have tried to carry, pure and unscathed through this sewer of a marriage, through the sick nights and the stupid, pathetic days, through the derision and the laughter. God, the laughter! Through one failure after another, one failure compounding another failure, each attempt more sickening, more numbing than the one that came before it. The one thing, the one person I have tried to raise above this vile sewer of a marriage. The one hope in all this hopeless darkness. Our son!
Stop it! Stop it! Just stop it!
Why? Why, baby? Don't you
You
like
can't
it?
do
Who
this.
says?
I say,
Tell us why, baby.
no.
Is this game over?
Yes, yes it is.
Oh, no. No, no, not by a long shot. Sweetheart, I've got a little surprise for you. It's about Sonny Jim.
No more, George.
Yes.
Leave
yes.
her be.
You leave! This is my show! Martha, sweetheart, well, I've got some bad news for you. For us, of course, and some rather sad news.
What is this?
But Martha, while you were out of the room, while the two of you were out of the room, I don't know how, you must have been somewhere. At any rate, while the two of you were out of the room for a little while, the doorbell rang, and it's hard for me to tell you about this, Martha.
Tell me.
But you see what it was? It was good old Western Union, some little guy about 70.
Crazy Billy?
Yes, that's it. Thank you, Martha. Crazy Billy. And he had a telegram, and it was for us, and I have to tell you about it.
Why did they deliver it? Why did they telephone it? Why did they deliver it?
Because some telegrams you have to deliver, some telegrams you can't phone.
What does that mean?
Martha, I can hardly bring myself to say this, but I'm afraid our little boy isn't going to be able to come home for his birthday.
Of course he is.
No, Martha.
Of course he is. I say he is.
No, he can't.
He is. I say so.
Martha. Our son is dead. He was killed late in the afternoon. On a country road with his learner's permit in his pocket, he swerves the car to avoid a porcupine
You can't do
and goes
that.
straight into a large...
You cannot do that!
Oh my God.
I just
Oh my
thought you
God,
should
no.
know.
No, 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 you cannot do that. You cannot decide these things for yourself.
We'll have to
I
look
will
around
not
it,
let you
I
decide that.
suppose.
No,
There's matters of identification,
No.
naturally,
no,
and
no,
arrangements.
you
to
cannot
make.
do that. You cannot make these decisions. You cannot do that. Get your hands off me.
Martha,
No.
listen to yourself. Now, come off it now. We got a telegram, Martha.
No.
Pull yourself together. Our son, he is dead. Can you get that into your head?
No, you cannot do that.
Lady, please!
Let me
Listen
go.
carefully, Martha. We got a telegram. There was a car accident, and now he is dead.
No,
Poof!
no,
Just like that. Now, how do you like it?
no, 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 no,
Let her
no,
go. She'll be all right now.
no, he isn't dead. He isn't dead.
He is dead. Kyrie eleison, Christi
No.
eleison, Kyrie eleison.
You can't do that. You can't make these decisions.
Lady, he hasn't made any kind of decision. He doesn't have the power.
That's right, Martha. I'm not a god, am I? I do not have the power over life and death, do I?
You can't have him die. You can't kill him.
Lady, please.
Martha, there we got a telegram.
Show it to me. Show me the telegram.
I ate it.
What did you just say to me?
I ate it. Good for you, Martha.
What are you doing? Do you think this is a good time for an ugly goddamn joke like this?
You are not.
You know the rules, Martha!
No.
For God's sake, you know the rules!
He is our child!
And I've killed him.
He is our child!
And you delivered him, and it was a good delivery. And I have killed him.
No!
Yes!
I think I understand this.
Do you?
Jesus Christ, I think I understand
Good
this.
for you, Buster.
Jesus Christ, I think I understand this.
You have no right. No right at all!
I have the right, Martha. I could kill him anytime I wanted to. We just never spoke about it, that's all.
But why? Why?
Because you broke our rule, baby. You mentioned him. You mentioned him to someone else.
I did not!
Yes.
I never
You
did!
did.
Oh,
To me. You mentioned him to me.
I forget. Sometimes at night, when it's late, everybody else is talking. I want to mention him so badly. But I hold on. I hold on. But I've wanted to so many times. Oh, God, George. You didn't have to push it. I mentioned him, all right. But you didn't have to push it over the edge.
Requiescat in pace.
Amen.
That wasn't needed.
Naeis Domine requiem aeterna. It'll be dawn soon. Think this party's over.
You couldn't have any.
We couldn't.
We could.
Home to bed now, children. It's way past your bedtime.
Honey,
Yes.
Go on now.
yes.
Yes.
I'd just like
Good
to.
night.
Good night.
Martha, can I get you anything?
No, nothing.
All right, it's time for bed.
Yes.
Are you tired?
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
Sunday tomorrow. All day.
Yes. Did you have to?
Yes.
It was. You had to?
Yes.
I don't know.
It was time.
Was it?
Yes.
I'm cold.
It's late.
Yes.
It will be better.
I don't know.
It will be. Maybe.
I'm not sure.
No.
Just us?
Yes.
You don't think maybe we could?
No. No, Martha.
Yes. No.
Are you all right?
Yes. No.
Who's afraid of Virginia? Virginia. Virginia.
I am George.
Who's afraid of Virginia?
I am George. I am.
There you are.